Welcome guys, welcome to Innsbruck, welcome to Tirol. This is the Austrian Climbing Summer Series calling, and we have two questions that should be answered the upcoming hours. Who will be the overall champion of the Austrian Climbing Summer Series and who will become the Austrian champion? But before we kick it off, let's have a quick glance to one of the most spectacular climbing lines here in Tirol.
Jeder, der einen Urinstinkt vom Klettern in sich hat.
First ascents are a core part of what climbing is about. You go somewhere, see a rock face and think, hey, why is there no route here? It is such a great wall or such a cool route that you just have to climb it. After all, rocks are there to be climbed.
Irgendwo eine Linie zu entdecken und die dann als erster.
I've always had an urge to discover new lines and become the first person to climb them. Holz 2000 was one of the first steep athletic sport climbing routes which Heinz Zach drilled many years ago. Today, it is the classic route for advanced and expert climbers.
When
I started climbing as a child, I didn't really know much about all the hard work he and other people did to set up climbing areas like this. Today I find it really interesting and very, very impressive. So I already knew more or less where the holds were. Of course, there were some things I had to do a bit differently because of my size.
The climbing is her kind of style, steep and athletic, ideal for competition climbers. I don't try to keep up with them. I've had my time, but it's cool just being outside with them. If you take a look and see how many people are out there climbing on the rocks and in the climbing centres, and how good they are, then it makes me proud because I think I made my own contribution with the pioneering work we did back then.
I hope you enjoyed it, and now let's kick it off and throw it to our Austrian colleagues of the Austrian Broadcasting Corporation. And while climbing is starting, you will get the commentary in English of our colleague Charlie Bosco. Let's get it started right now.
Am letzten Tag der österreichischen Staatsmeisterschaften im Klettern hier im Kletterzentrum Innsbruck. Heute zum Abschluss am 4. Tag steht die olympische Kombination auf dem Programm. Also alle 3 Bewerbe, Speed, Bouldern und Vorstiegsklettern hintereinander innerhalb von knapp 4,5 Stunden. Reini, auf was kommt es da heute an bei seinem dichten Programm mit allen 3 Disziplinen?
Ja, es geht darum, dass man die unterschiedlichen Intensitäten, weil es sind ja wirklich unterschiedliche Disziplinen auch, dass man die wegstecken kann. Und da wird sich ausstellen, wer auch im Training schon die ganzen Umfänge verträgt am Training, nicht nur in seiner Sportart, sondern in eben allen 3 Disziplinen.
Heute ist es ein bisschen besser geworden, was das Wetter betrifft. Es ist nicht mehr der strömende Regen, aber trotzdem noch sehr frisch. Bessere Bedingungen, aber trotzdem natürlich, da spielt die Temperatur vielleicht eine Rolle über den langen Bewerbstag.
Ja, schon, aber wir haben gestern 4,5 Grad gehabt, jetzt haben wir 6,5 Grad, also schon ein Drum besser und es ist einfach die Feuchtigkeit weg. Es ist auch kein Wind da, also gerade fürs Bouldern eigentlich super Bedingungen und beim Seilklettern eigentlich noch machbar, ja. Durchaus ein Wettbewerb, der beim Weltcup auch vorkommt.
Ein großer Favorit gerade im Männerbewerb ist nicht mit dabei. Jakob Schubert hat ja schon bekannt gegeben, dass er die Kombination eben auch aus körperlichen Gründen auslässt. Wer sind sowohl bei Frauen als auch Männern deine erklärten Favoriten?
Ja, was man jetzt gestern und vorgestern gesehen hat, denke ich, dass bei den Herren Uznik, Nikolai und Scherz Stefan sich das ausmachen könnten und bei den Damen die Eva Hammelmüller und die Pilz Jessica natürlich.
Also, da sind wir gespannt, was da heute rauskommt. Es ist ein langer Tag, wir zeigen Ihnen alle Disziplinen und starten gleich einmal hinein jetzt in den ersten Teil und das ist der Speedbewerb.
Vize U18 österreichische Meisterin Combine.
Apologies if we're dropping in and out. We're never entirely sure when the chaps from ORF are going to start speaking. So you may miss some of the information we're giving. For now, we're just having a little recap of the speed. Emma Burning on the left and Jessie Pilz on the right. This has just took place less than an hour ago, the women's speed.
Yeah, because in like 10 minutes they're going to start with the bouldering, and
Ready?
in the meantime you can rewatch the speed.
Jessie Pilz, of course, a qualified Olympian. So we're working hard on her speed. Couple of slips, still work to be done, I think. We've seen in combined competitions before, by the way, if you get a bad result in the speed, you're then trying to catch up for the rest of the evening. Might not be every climber's favourite discipline, but can really get you behind if you're not careful.
I think actually Jessie might not be completely happy with her speed because from her time, considering her time, she would probably be third ahead. But she had some tiny slips and some really tight races, and now she finished on the 5th place, which might not be the best for her, but she still has bouldering and lead to go, so she will try to make the best out of that.
That was Eva Maria Hammelmuller with a not too bad time of 11 seconds. Women's record now just dipped under 7 recently. I think that's probably unrealistic for anyone apart from about 5 people in the world. But just gives you some idea of how quick the top women are going now.
I still think Eva will be really happy with the 3rd place in speed because it puts her in a really good position for lead and boulder.
About to see Laura Stuckler there, you can see on the left. That's Sandra Lettner on the right. This was for
that was
first
the final.
And second.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I think as we expected, Laura will be like the favorite for the win in this combined final because she already got 2nd in the Speed Nationals. But still, like, also when I talked to her, like, oh yeah, you're gonna do this easily, she was like, well, especially when you're the favorite, it's like so hard to keep the pressure, especially in speed where a foot slip can cost you so much, or even like if you fall, or so I'm glad she kept it together and showed like her, maybe not her best time, but like a solid performance and got the victory in speed.
So that was how it ended up. Laura Stuckler ending up in 1st place with Sandra Lettner in 2nd, Eva Maria Hammelmuller in 3rd, Leah Kempf in 4th, and Jessie Pilz, Emma Burning and Tebernig, and then Emilia Wawrinski and Julia Fischer down in 8th place. As ever in the combined competitions, your rankings in each discipline, so 1 to 8, are multiplied together. So the worst you can get is 8 by 8 by 8, which is 512 before you all shout at once. And the best you can get is 1 by 1 by 1, which is 1. So best score is 1, worst is 512. And I think in the qualifying round, but I should point out, by the way, we haven't had a qualifying round in the combined, in this Austrian Championship. We normally, in a combined competition, have a round of 20 climbers and then a round of 8. No combined qualification round today, just this final of the 8 climbers. But I think the worst you can get in a combined qualifier is 4,000, 20 by 20 by 20. Could be wrong.
So you were seeing like highlights of the
8,000.
speed from
4,000.
the men. I don't.
Yes.
I have no idea, so I'm just gonna ignore this question. Well, as we said before, like in the speed, it was a bit like different than in the women's because we only had 7 competitors because Jakob didn't compete. So it was a bit different. Like actually, originally we thought we're gonna only have 6 competitors because Tobias Blanca also thought he wouldn't be able to compete because he was allowed to take part at the Swiss national in speed today. But because he's such a fast speed climber, he was so quick and immediately drove back and was like, why not do another combined final? Because not a speed training might not harm.
Yeah, where was he driven from?
I don't even know where it was actually.
It's an impressive dedication regardless. Stefan Schertz there on the right, looked really good on the lead wall. And you can see the man we're talking about there, closest to the camera. Fresh from Switzerland.
I think inhabited in St. Gallen.
In where?
St. Gallen.
St. Gallen. That's not that close. It's about an hour over the border, I think. It's
Might
quite
have
a long way.
driven as fast as he climbs up the speedway.
So that was the speed climbing earlier on, as I say, about an hour ago. Quarter past. That's how it finished, by the way. Tobias Planger, then Stefan Schertz, Nikolai Uznik, Thomas Podland, Johannes Hofer, Gerard Palmer. Jakob Schubert somehow ended up 7th. I think Jan-Luca Posch fell, didn't he?
Yeah, but
But he should still be 7th.
I still think he should be 7. It's really strange.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, huh? Because I thought Jakob is not even in the ranking. I thought there's just gonna be 7 people. Which is interesting, because I think if Jani would have known, he would definitely did it on the safe side.
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange one, actually. Jakob not taking part. Fell anyway.
The struggle of not knowing if you're on air or not.
Always best to assume you are.
Yeah, just continue talking.
I'll watch it back tonight and find out.
But how should we know? Nobody's telling us. Always on. Sounds good. Oh! What?
Okay, here we go. In front of the Nordkette Mountains in Innsbruck. We're about to get underway with the combined boulder final. Julia Fischer climbing on her own. The men and women will actually run concurrently in the boulder, but no Jakob Schubert. He's not
So
taking
Julie
part
has
this
the
evening.
stage for herself.
Yeah, she has the stage all to herself. I think that might be a familiar sight tonight, actually. Climbers look at their skin. 4th day of competition for many of them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's the 4th day, and I saw Julie's skin yesterday already before the lead final. which was already not too good, so I can only imagine how it looks now.
Yeah, Jakob Schubert not taking part, by the way, although he's qualified for this final, so he would have been climbing elsewhere on the stage. But as it is, Julia Fischer is on her own. From here on out, every climber will have a bit of company.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Jakob is going to be pretty bummed about not competing here. Like, I mean, he knows it's the best for his injury, but still, like, it's always a nice practice for the Olympics to do a comp in a combined format.
Yeah, for sure. And who knows when the next one will be.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even, like, for me, like, even if I haven't done as many competitions as Jakob, it's the first time I'm not competing at the nationals at all. It was nice to watch, but it's also a weird feeling not being a part of it, like, in the same way as I usually am.
So Julia on this awkward start on women's one. Remember, you've got to achieve a stable starting position. So at some stage you have to be in a stable position with 2 limbs on the top starting hold and 2 limbs on the bottom starting hold, and be stable before you do anything. I said when we were looking at these boulders, this looks awkward.
Yeah, it looks awkward, and like yet I feel like she doesn't get enough swing into the right direction, like to the right. Like she struggles to get to the right and get enough swing, probably because the position she's going from feels really comfortable. She's slowly getting closer, but I could already see, like, I'm training with her a lot, so I could already see from her movements that she's just really tired from the last few days. Especially in dynamic stuff like this, when you're tired, it's so hard to still be, like, really dynamic.
Yeah, it's been a long old week for many of these competitors. As I say, 4th day on. 2 boulder rounds, 2 lead rounds, speed now combined. Pretty savage on the muscles and the skin and the mind.
Yeah, especially, like, I mean, of course it's nice that they use so many comp style holds, so many volumes, but it's also really, really tough for the skin. And especially now in the combined final, like, most of them don't have the best skin anymore, so probably now they would wish for, like, really slippery old school holds, like in a World Cup 20 years ago or something.
So 25 seconds left for Julia to try and find something. She's definitely knows what she's trying to do.
Yeah,
Not
she's
interested
stopping here.
in trying again. Climbers under strict instructions, by the way. You'll see, as has been the case all week, the face masks on immediately as soon as you finish.
Yeah, I think at this point we have to say huge shout out to Austria Climbing for organizing this event. I mean, it's not easy to organize this like an event in these times, and I think they really paid a lot of attention to make it like the most safe it could possibly be. Like in qualification, everyone had to brush their own holes, in semis as well. Only in finals they have brushers, which I think only are 2 or 1, and only uses the same brush. For the lead, you have to bring your own ropes, so nobody's climbing with the same rope. So I think they really paid attention to that.
Emilia Orensky now. Yeah, comes from just up the hill, doesn't she? It was probably snowing at her house this morning.
Probably, yeah. We're glad she got here.
Yeah.
Was not snowed in her. Couldn't leave. Emilia was not really happy with her performance in lead yesterday after she climbed the finals at the Summer Series and did pretty well. She was hoping for another final here at the Championships, so I guess she will try to give her best now in the combined. She got another chance.
She's also alone on the stage. We would believe she would have Jan-Luca Posch climbing alongside her. We were told the men and women would climb concurrently.
Yeah, I just heard right before that apparently Nikolai would not be competing in the bouldering, someone said, but I didn't get the reason why. So we will try to figure that out, which maybe that means they're like all moving. So
Possibly. Yeah, possibly. It would make sense.
I mean, if in the next round no man is coming out, then we know it's not the case. But that's just what someone just told me, that Nicola is not competing. Maybe he thinks after his result in speed he doesn't have a chance. Maybe his skin is bleeding. Maybe his injury from back when he did also the summer series, like he was injured a bit. Maybe this was coming back. I have no idea.
Yeah, apologies. If Hannah, why don't you go and see if you can
Yeah, I
find
go
out?
and find out.
Well connected here, like the Tirol Mafia, the Schuberts. If you are just tuning in, by the way, Charlie Bosco here. Had just had Hannah Schubert with me. She's coming back shortly when she's found out what's happened to Nikolai Uznik. Apologies if things are a little bit messy. We, as I said earlier, we're sharing our pictures with ORF, so sometimes we kind of one of their presenters appears on screen when we're not expecting it, and our mic's cut out, and so apologies about that, and apologies that we don't know what happened to Nikolai Uznik. He shouldn't actually be climbing next to Emilio Orensky. It should be Jan-Luca Posch, but our assumption is that they've bumped all the 6 male climbers together, so that they all climb consecutively, rather than Nikolai Uznik, who would have been the 6th climber out, just missing his rotation. We shall see. For now, though, Emilio Orensky getting a bit closer on this boulder. You can see what the setters envisaged. We've already talked about it quite a lot, but 4th day of competition in a row. I think we've got a lot of tired climbers. And Hannah's already back. This is... that was very quick fact-finding mission.
Yeah, I heard up. Apparently Nikolai injured his triceps already during the bouldering, so on Thursday already, but he still did lead yesterday free routes and the speed now, but apparently it got worse and worse, so he decided not to do the bouldering and the lead, which is probably smart when you feel like it's getting worse. But yeah, I'm surprised because I didn't know, and he powered through the bouldering and 3 more routes and the speed, so
yeah,
respect.
I'd love to see him uninjured.
Yeah.
That was impressive a couple of nights ago.
Well, maybe it happened in the last boulder in bouldering. I don't know.
True.
Yula just said bouldering, so.
So Emilio Orensky, no joy for her on number 1. And we're now expecting to see Jan-Luca Posch next to Emma Tabernik. That's what we think will happen. Well, not next. The route setters have been clever to keep the climbers a bit distant in how they've set the boulders for coronavirus reasons. You can see men's 1 there. It's actually next to women's 1, but it's an awful long way away. And there he is, Jan-Luca Posch. Right, so we've figured out the mystery of where he was.
Okay, so now we're back with 6 men only in this competition left and 8 women.
And when combined first came along a couple of years ago here in Innsbruck at the World Championship, there was only 6 in the final.
Yeah, there was only 6, yeah. Now it changed to 8.
Emma Tabernik, the latest climber to try her luck, trying to generate some momentum. I think when a climber does this jump on the women's side, I don't think it'll look hard.
Yeah,
when they do
but
it,
it's really hard to get the momentum right. But Yanni's making good progress already on the...
And then up to the zone, he's able to span it, being a bit of a taller climber. And then there's a pretty awful looking black crimp up to the right. We're trying to figure out whether you
really
just go
solid though.
Do you go without the feet? No, you use the heel hook.
Maybe
so
switching into a toe. Oh, nice, Yanni.
So Yanni Posch flashes number 1.
So without Nikolai competing in bouldering now, Yanni will definitely want to go for the win. I mean, he's already been in a bouldering final on Thursday, so definitely knows how to do it. I mean, he climbed the final on Thursday in bouldering with already like 4 bleeding fingertips, so I guess they have not healed up since then.
No.
But he will be going to have 10 bleeding fingertips at the end of this competition. I mean, only 5 or 4 or 5, so he still has some to go.
Lisa can rest next week, I guess. So Emma all on her own on the stage. Men's Boulder 1 dismissed pretty quickly by Jan-Luca Posch. Georg Palmer will be out next on that. Emma Tabernig, quite a different method of swinging. She looks like she's I was about to say, a long way from the wall.
Yeah, more swinging like towards the lead wall here. But I think, like as you said when we watched the boulders, like I thought the starting hold was pretty nice to swing into the right direction, but it seems like it's not a comfortable position to swing and jump from. Like as it's hard to get towards the wall and up to the next few holes. So the boulder looks a lot harder than we expected. Oh, wanted to try it completely differently now. I'm curious if that's gonna work though.
So she's got 120 left to try and find something. Brush is doing their thing and wants something else brushing as well, the foothold. Jessie Pilz will be out next after Emma.
Emma was also climbing in lead finals yesterday, so she didn't have such a long break. I mean, fortunately the combined final only started like in the evening now, so they had a bit of rest at least, but still had a long day yesterday. I'm sure she's gonna feel that.
So all three climbers so far pretty much stopped by this move. Amelia Orensky probably came the closest.
I really, really hope we get to see this one done. Like at least the move.
She just can't generate any momentum. Yeah, I do think it's one of those moves where when someone does it, it won't look that bad.
Yeah, for sure.
I think
I think
get
Amelia
it right,
got really close already.
Yeah, I think it's...
So
that's good to see a bit of creativity.
I'm sure we're gonna get to see it done from someone though. Yeah, for sure. I'm pretty sure we get to see the move done. Not saying any names yet, but they're like...
You just looked at that list and went, okay.
Yeah, I just think about free that I'm pretty sure that they can do it.
This was a bit of a strange one where she just missed the foothold. This was Jan-Luca Posch, seems like a long time ago. We
Casually flashing.
Yeah, we thought maybe just go up to that black hole and then go without the feet, but actually it looked fine to get the heel hook.
Doesn't look really nice for the knee, but...
Definitely looks easier than going with nothing.
Definitely, yeah.
Yes, further than it looks that top hold. From below, it looks like you might just be able to reach up to it, but definitely not.
Yeah,
so Jessie Pilz is out and Georg Palmer is out. That is yes, it is.
I just saw Nikolai walking past our tent here, so about to like leave or at least
grab a beer, I'd imagine, after 4 days.
Yeah, maybe. Bit too quickly maybe there, like not running to release the toe.
Looking slightly tired as well.
Yeah.
You just lose that ability, that contact strength when you get tired. That bit
I think
of
it was interesting to see in the speed as well. Like, you could see that people got tired and just kept making mistakes. Like, a lot more mistakes and foot slips were made compared to the speed comp on Wednesday. Because it's just like, when your body is tired, also your mind gets tired, and then coordinating moves is a lot harder. So like, to stay concentrated is so much harder. So more foot slips are gonna happen, or like uncontrolled movements. Like this, maybe.
Yep, perfect timing. You see Jessie Pilz in the background. She hasn't got too far with this one yet.
It looks like that purple hold is actually really far up. It's really hard to get it high enough.
Looks like you've got to jump a little bit as you arrive after the swing, a bit like that. I think that's the right idea from Jessie, to try and jump, perhaps.
Perhaps, but I actually think the yellow hold right next to the purple is like really good. That's why I feel like Emilia got really close, because she almost had like already had her right hand on there. Because like how Jessie tries it, it's really hard to not turn too much and to hold the swing. But if someone can do it, then Jessie probably.
Oh, she's
Yeah,
close.
that looked close.
Gianluca Posch, by the way, you can see on the left hand, 2 fingers
Oh,
taped up.
Oh,
Oh, nice
that
hold.
looked powerful.
He's a tall
Nice job,
climber.
Georg. Come on, get it done.
Yeah, he's tall, so that won't feel very comfortable, I don't think, getting the heel up, but I don't know what choice he's got.
Come on,
Here he
Georg.
goes.
Come on, no!
Oh, just
Ah.
short.
What a heartbreaker. Yeah, Georg had a few of those in this competition already,
Yeah, he's been
unfortunately.
close, hey? Won one of the Summer Series events, of course, in the boulder.
I'm curious if he can still do the move to the crimp again, because that looked super close and tiring.
Yeah, he definitely looks a little tired. 4th day on. Here goes Jessie.
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh, and actually
Nice,
sticks
Jessie.
the rail. So next hold up, that huge volume, is the zone. So she's the first climber to
Come on,
score on
Jessie.
this boulder.
Oh, nice. Good job.
Plenty of time.
Kind of like a small mental here. And now this move doesn't look too easy too. Ah, nice. And now, as I said, like having her right foot on the plastic, on the slippery part of the hole, not the best, not the thing you want to have. Come
Only
on,
10
Jessie.
seconds left for Jessie, 10 seconds left for Georg Palmer. Jessie
Jessie
Pills
gets
is
it
going to get it done.
And does Georg get it done? No! Oh no, that was a heartbreaker. Twice to the top hold. But we got our first top for the women's boulder, and that was Jessie. That was really good. Because I'm really sure that's not the intended method of the root setters, but we already said yesterday that most of the time it's not getting done by the in the method the root setters intended to. But
Oh, that was really neat.
yeah, it was really close, but really powerful to hold it this way.
So this is how she topped it. Took her time.
Yeah,
and
the
then-
last move doesn't look too easy too. Because the pinch, the yellow pinch on the right is not too bad, but your feet are really in not a nice position. So that's why it's hard to move from it.
This is Georg Palmer. Thought about going without the feet and then realised he needed the feet. That was the one before. The second
Yeah.
one was even closer. But alas. So Lea Kempf now, next climber out, Johannes Hofher. The only one of the Hofher brothers in tonight's final.
Yesterday we saw his younger brother in the lead final. Now it's the older brother in the combined final. Yeah, he already qualified through the summer series for this event. Lea qualified through the
Yeah.
Austrian national, so because of her good performance the last few days, she qualified.
Yeah, there's been a few ways of getting into this competition. And they're, Lea Kempf. Been really good all round over the past few days, and this is her reward, combined final. I'm just looking through the window of our commentary area, and there's a bit of a crowd filling up. Hopefully we can get a bit of atmosphere like we did the other night for the boulder.
Yeah. Yeah, I think at the bouldering event it was really nice for the climbers to have such a good crowd, because it was also not as cold as it was now, and
Yeah,
it was pretty crowded at the
it
bouldering
was,
actually. Yeah.
It was good.
It's really nice. But still, more people than yesterday, so
Oh, yesterday was
hopefully
great.
they can make some good cheering and atmosphere for everyone here.
Now then, we've seen, was it Emma try and go direct?
Yeah, I think she's maybe just a bit desperate because she doesn't feel like she can do it with the jump, so she's trying something else. Yeah, she doesn't seem to like the position to start from at all. I mean, as we said, it's not a nice position, but it's really hard, like, because you have to swing a few times to get enough movement into the right direction and enough speed. Ooh. And when you don't hold the starting hold too well or don't think it's a nice position, then with every swing you're doing, you're getting more tired and making it harder to get to the right. But then you need a few swings to actually get your body going and get to the right to get to movement.
Trying the Jesse Pilz method, going straight up to the purple.
Looks definitely
success.
closer than the other method.
Certainly does. Johannes Hofher having another look at this first men's boulder and not finding a way.
I feel like his first go was actually the best, or was like looking the best. Probably getting tired already during this 4 minutes here.
Gianluca Posch's flash of this looking amazingly impressive now. And with 20 seconds to go, I don't think we're going to see another top. And we're definitely not going to see another top. I'm impressed by the determination to carry on, but time is up for both climbers.
Yeah, the first boulders are
So that's at the
definitely
stand right
not
now.
easy.
Jesse, 7 attempts that took, but got it done. Eva Maria Hammelmüller out next from Lower Austria. If this is the first time you've been watching our coverage this week from Innsbruck, the three or four letters after the climbers' names is what part of Austria they come from. Not the summer series, remember it's the Austrian National Championships, so no Swiss, no Germans.
Yeah. Can learn something here. The 9 parts from Austria. I mean, yeah, we don't have all 9 here, but at least you can see some of them.
Right, Eva Maria, one of the taller climbers and a really strong boulderer.
Actually tried to use her size there. Was like, oh, maybe I can do it less dynamic, but yeah, I was sure that she's gonna try it now with like the full dynamic way.
That's not quite.
So she was one of my picks to do it. Like, she likes stuff like this. I mean, jumps, dynamic, coordinative. But it's hard, so even if she likes it, it doesn't mean she sends it.
Thomas Podlan, who I thought I saw take a bit of a nasty fall on this. He looked like he grabbed his ankle, maybe? Could be wrong. Back on anyway.
Ah. Woo. Almost falling over his chalk back there, I think. Yeah, he did it a bit differently. He put his left foot up already before going to the second hold, which looked interesting because he was almost pulling himself away from the wall a little bit, but he still made it work, like to the second hold.
Eva Maria Hammelmüller, I thought actually might quite like this boulder. I'm really interested to know who you were so confident about.
No, I mean, I was not confident. I was.
Well, you know, there was one I saw you look at the starting
No, I was.
list.
Yeah, but I had 3 in mind, and it was like one of them is gonna do it, and one of them did it already. So, I guess I was not too wrong, but I think. Yeah, the starting position is actually harder than I expected, and maybe if I would try like Jessie tried, I think that was the problem of Leah as well, that she maybe realized too late that this is possible, because I think Jessie realized it pretty quickly and had really a few goes on it before doing it. But if you only realize it like in your last attempt, then might not be enough time to do it.
If Maria does it how the route set envisaged it, really nice work. Legs flailed out to the side as she finished. Spectacular move.
That was exactly how we said. Like suddenly she did it, and it looked like not easy, but it looked just like
looked
really
okay.
fluent and in control, and just everything worked together. So that was crazy.
So now got to work
Nice,
her way
Eva,
up that
come
big
on.
yellow rail. And here she goes,
Come
not
on,
steadying
Eva.
herself with the heel like
Nice.
Jessie did. Now she is. And now she's finding a top. Good start to the boulder part of this combined final.
Putting herself in a really strong position there.
Yeah, she was third in speed. Found a top on this difficult first boulder. Thomas Poddeland, meanwhile, also third.
But that was so funny for Eva now. It's exactly how you expect like such a move to like to look to when someone does it, it looks so like cool and easy and just in control. And it's also sometimes like before she didn't look like really close, but that just once she got the momentum exactly right and then just works together. Because it was not that she was like close 10 moves already before, she just worked out perfectly in this attempt. So that's the only thing you need.
So Eva Maria Hammelmuller in a really strong position. As I said, third in the speed. Thomas Poddeland had been fourth in the speed, but with Nikolai Uznik withdrawing due to his tricep injury, Thomas Poddeland moves up to third.
So the next two out already, Stefan Scherz and Sandra Lettner.
Yeah, Sandra Lettner, Youth Olympic champion.
I think for Stefan it was a bit of a surprise that that he got second in the speed, because time-wise Yanni and Nikolai are usually faster, but they made mistakes and he didn't. That's most of the time what it is about in speed, and especially in combined. Like, not always the best wins or gets to the podium.
Yeah, by the way, one quick point of interest as we watch Sandra Lettner's first attempt.
Second
not that
one
far
already.
off. Both Eva Maria Hammelmuller and Jessie Pilz topped that boulder on their 7th attempt.
No, I think
Both took 7.
really. Okay, I thought because he said Eva did it in the 6th one.
Who said that?
The speaker here. I have my ears everywhere. And the speaker said top in the 6th attempt. So.
I'm going to trust my graphics. He does.
So probably you're right. It's just what I heard. So
you're listening to me in English, or you're listening to him in German?
yeah,
Oh, impressive.
multitasking.
Can only barely manage in one language.
So I had the feeling that, like, when I looked at the start list, I actually had the feeling that my picks were Jessie, Eva, and Sandra for doing this boulder. So please don't let me down, Sandra, because 2 out of 3 did it already.
It's Stefan Scherz, second last night
Got closer.
in the lead. Now then, what's going on here?
Whoa.
Try.
Sandra trying something completely different here. Would have been great if it would have worked out, but was completely facing the different direction, so it made it harder to also get her feet on the volume placed correctly.
I'd love to know what the theory was. Maybe it's easier to swing facing left, so you create the momentum and then turn. I don't know.
Yeah, but that didn't look too bad. But I think Jessie and Eva both swung with both hands turned upside down. So like as if you would hold an undercling.
Just over a minute left for both of these climbers. Still just a one top on men's one. That was the flash from Gianluca Posch.
No!
Oh, and Sandra's close
Missing
that
the
time.
right yellow hole just by the fingertips. Oh, and Stefan gets the bonus. Come on, Stefan. No! Whoa.
Squeezing that green volume with all he's got. Up to
I
the
didn't
crimp.
think that was planned.
Now got to try and get the foot high.
Come on, Stefan. Oh, yes.
Oh,
nice.
nice work from him.
That was really important. Ah,
Well, the only man that beat Stefan on the lead last night is not taking part tonight, so
yeah, true.
could be in a strong position come the lead.
For sure, yeah.
Frustrating for Sandra.
She was so close on that one attempt.
So
Bit of
5 attempts for Stefan Scherz to get it versus 1 for Gianluca Posch. Remember, Jakob Schubert and Nikolai Uznik from Carinthia not taking part. Tobias Planger, the only climber left on the men's side, and Laura Stuckler, the only woman left. They were both the winners of the speed.
A bit of a heartbreaker for, like, mostly for Georg, but also for Sandra, as she was so close to that jump, and Georg getting so close to the top.
So Laura Stuckler is still to come. Tobias Planger still to come. There they are.
Yeah, so as we mentioned already, Toby already had a comp today. He won, like, the comp in Switzerland, in St. Gallen, because they invited some of the speed athletes to take part in their nationals. Probably also as like a thank you for us inviting them to the Austria Summer Series. Also, in October, the lead nationals in Germany will take place, and also some people from Austria are invited, which is nice to have like an exchange kind of thing with like Switzerland and Germany, like to get like a bit of an international feeling that comes, and like have not only the people from their own country but also from 2 others to compare yourself with.
Laura Stuckler just trying to figure out what to do with the hands. You saw her trying to have them face different ways. A little bit slower, but it looked quite nice. Got a good hand on the right and it touched the purple volume.
Yeah. Also for Laura would be like one of the girls who can do this one, because she really likes the dynamic jumps. She concentrated more on speed the last few weeks. Wanted to see like what it changed with her time, like if she concentrates on it more, because she's always been really like talented and good in speed, but she wanted to see how it is if she concentrates on it more and really sets the focus on speed. And her time improved, so I'm really happy for her. I mean, of course, she still trains some bouldering, but more concentrated on speed than ever before. But it also means that she really likes the jumps and dynamic movements in bouldering. But this one here is not just a jump where it's about who can jump the highest. It's a lot more complex.
Tobias Planger just trying to figure out how to release himself in the start position on number 1. Kind of the same as on the women's boulder, actually. Laura Stuckler got the right idea.
Getting close now.
Trying to find a dynamic method of going up on men's 1. Perhaps.
Come on, Laura. it's like in a move like that, sometimes it can be so frustrating when you're trying it and you get really close, and then the next 2 or 3 tries you're so far off again. Like, not that it was the case for her now, but sometimes just you don't get the momentum right, and then you were like, it was just so close. Why couldn't I just do it right away again?
30 seconds to go. Tobias just struggling to get himself out of that start position. Laura Struckler's been pretty close on a couple of these attempts. Oh,
nice.
And that really is how you do it.
Come on, Laura.
Looked even more controlled than Eva Maria Hammelmuller. The problem now will be the clock. Only 10 seconds to go. I think she's going to get timed out. She's going to have to climb really, really quickly.
Come on, Laura.
Got no choice but to rush. She can see the top beckoning. Oh, and it's just short. If she'd had another 10 seconds, she would have
just needed like 3 more seconds. That was really close, because actually I feel like because of the time pressure, she climbed that moves like from the zone really quickly, but actually was not even that bad. But then just for the last move, she would have needed like 3 more seconds.
But she gets something from the boulder. She got it on her 8th attempt, that zone. Let's have a look how she did it. This was spectacular. Looked really controlled. Oh, perfect timing. The swing wasn't even that big.
Looked really good. But it was exactly as I said. Like, she got really close, and then she had 2 attempts which were not as close as the other one, and then she did it. It's like sometimes so hard to redo the same movement and reproduce like every move in the exact same way.
Let's have a look. This is when she was really starting to rush, and in the end she just had to go from lower than she wanted. I actually think her hand touched the top after her time was up anyway, so I don't think, even if she'd made it stick, she would have had enough time. You can see there, 2 tops of Boulder 1 on the men's side. Jan-Luca Posch flashed it, first climber out. And down at the bottom there, Jakob Schubert and Nikolai Uznik not taking part, both due to minor muscle injuries. Jakob on his bicep and Nikolai on his tricep. Now, this will be an interesting boulder for the women, number 2. Quite complex. We were trying to figure this one out. We couldn't find any of the route setters earlier, and so weren't able to quiz them about how exactly you do this one. There's all sorts of potential methods. I'd be interested to know what they envisaged as the easiest method. This is a good start from Julia. Choosing to go up to the zone. I think there's quite a lot of holds tucked round to the left. I think you're probably better going left than coming back to the zone, rather than just going for the zone at the earliest opportunity. Could be lots of different methods.
So now the first 2 women will be alone again, climbing without the man, because Jakob and Nikolai are not climbing. So all eyes on Julie right now.
Just having a look, trying to figure it out. As I say, I'm pretty sure you'll want to go out left and then come back to the zone. She can touch it from, or she can get pretty close to it from straight below.
Looks really hard to release that toe hook. Oh, looking at her ends, shaking them. Yeah, I know those volumes, and they have a really good friction, which means it also takes up a lot of your skin when you try them.
Yeah, really struggling with the skin. This is something that's happened more and more over the last couple of nights, as climbers have got increasingly tired.
Kind of takes me back a little bit, and I remember the World Youth Championships 2017 here.
Yeah, I was just thinking, where was it?
Yeah,
of course, right
2017 here, when there was also the combined finals, and where like Sandra and Laura, both here in the final, won their category. And I remember so many people getting sick right after the comp because they were just so tired.
Yeah.
Like, I think like all of the people who competed in combined, or like most of them, were like sick right the day after it finished, because like just all the pressure, all the climbing, and just everything around. Like a comp itself can be super tiring, like also a single comp when it's only one discipline. But if it's 3 disciplines in a row and then in a combined final at the end, this was just destroying everyone.
Yeah, it's an awful lot of climbing, mentally and physically. It's an awful lot to fit in. Julia Fischer knows that finally tomorrow she can have a rest day, so she'll give this everything.
Maybe she's even gonna give herself 2 rest days. I think she deserves that.
Probably a good idea, yeah.
Mostly for the skin as well.
Yeah.
Come on, Julie.
Deciding to go low this time. And has had enough of that.
I guess these boulders are quite hard considering it's a combined final.
Yeah. I think it must be really hard for the setters to
Yeah.
combine, because for a start you've got non-specialists climbing in their not favoured discipline, then you've got fatigue. You've also got to set something that challenges the best climbers. It's
so hard to tell how tired they're going to be. Like, you have no idea how tired they're going to feel after the 3 or 4 days, because not everyone competed yesterday. Then you don't know how tired they're going to feel after the speed, or after the first boulder, after the second boulder, and also especially how their skin is going to be. You don't know. You cannot know. So it's really hard for the setters, I think.
Amelia Warensky now in a similar position to Julia, just can't quite get that left foot where she wants it. You can see her
she tries it like
moving
Julie
it.
wanted to, but she, in comparison to Julie, she can keep the toe hook in, making the most of her size here. Nice.
Ooh, and does
Their
really
release did
well.
not look easy.
I think you want to go zone
Cannot decide if
first.
right or left first. Yeah, the move to the bonus looks really hard here.
Just hit the underside of
zone,
the volume, I
sorry.
think, with the right hand.
Still tending to say bonus. I'm
I
sorry.
get fired for that.
That's okay. Still, some people call the KI Tivoli, so even if the name was never Tivoli, but
Yeah.
it's just the gym in Innsbruck is called Tivoli for a lot of people who always climbed in Tivoli, the old gym. But yeah, I mean, also for a lot of people from our team, it was also Tivoli at first, and now we're slowly getting too used to KI. Kletterzentrum Innsbruck.
Amelia Warensky looking a lot more solid on those moves this time. Trying to get the feet a little higher. She's got, I think, the right idea, going up for the zone, and once again looking at her skin.
Yeah, I already saw she has 3 fingers taped, I think. Or maybe 2, but also, even if the volumes have a good friction, it makes a difference if you have tapes on your finger or not. Sometimes I personally hate to climb with tapes, because I'm not so used to this, because I fortunately have pretty good skin. But if I have to climb with tape, I'm completely lost. Climb so much worse. Because sometimes it feels pretty safe, but then suddenly you slip off because of the tape, and then it's just super frustrating sometimes.
So Amelia Warensky, Boulder 2, Charlie Bosco and Hannah Schubert here, live at the Tivoli / KI, the famous
Oh,
climbing gym
nice!
here in Innsbruck, and Amelia
Come on,
Warensky's
Emilia.
really making progress now, but probably lost another load of skin on that one. You can see the squeezing is actually done once you get off that volume. There's some crimps above. So that kind of squeezing of the 2 volumes you do get a break from. After that, after the point she's at now. Here she goes, 40 seconds left. Looks capable of doing this boulder. It's just a question, I think, as much as anything, of skin. And she's just coming up a little short on that move, and I think she might.
But she got the
call it
zone,
today.
which might be really important in this final, which looks like it's set pretty hard. Like, not
Yes.
too easy, at least.
No, we've seen some combined finals that are clearly a bit too easy, but this is not one of them.
Yeah, but as we said, it's really hard for the route setters to know. So, also with the routes, like I talked to Joch and Jan, who set the final routes, and it's really hard for them to know. I mean, sometimes it's nicer too hard than too easy, if you have to choose.
Let's have a look. Was this one where she got the zone? Whack, yeah.
Now we're gonna see the men's problem for the first time, the second one,
Yeah,
from
that is
Yanni Posch.
Yeah, Yanni Posch, you can see moving around over on the left. Emma Tabernig.
Yeah, Yanni flashed the first one, so he wants to do the same with this one, I guess.
Oh, and Yanni Posch off to a good start on number 2 as well.
Yanni is showing why he was in the bouldering final on Thursday.
Yeah, and was
He's in really
frustrated
good
not to
bouldering
finish
shape.
higher.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, as I said, like, the bleeding fingertips was also a factor for that, I think.
Yeah, it was frustrating to watch, let alone for him.
Oh, come on, Yanni. Oh, I think she's thinking about jumping to the top directly, but
It's clever though, just uses his right hand
yeah,
down
that was
low.
really good. Come on, Yanni. No.
Oh, and just missed the
So
top, went a little bit too
close.
quickly.
But he did that swinging move where we were worrying about a little bit really well. Like, doing something like this first go is really impressive. I think Emilia really made the best out of her height when putting the toe hook and then going, like, matching the second hold and going left first before releasing the toe hook. Because, like, Emma tried it now, looks a lot harder and maybe not even possible.
So Yanni Posch, no problem at all.
Ah,
Oh, on the first move, it was the second. I think he maybe went a little too quickly.
yeah. But it's the same as with the first women's boulder. Sometimes it's hard to just redo the same movement right away again. Yeah, I guess
Emma-
that's how Emma tried it now. It's the way it's planned, I guess. But that looks really hard to holding that hold without the toe hook.
Oh, he does well to hold it again.
Nice, Yanni, come on. And that last move still looked really hard. Also getting around here.
Yeah,
Nice, come on, Yanni.
he went really quickly to the top this time. I think I'll be interested to see if he tries to go a little bit slower this time. Emma Tabernig, meanwhile, making
Oh,
good
yeah.
progress on women's 2 up to the zone. Oh, and Yanni gets a good right hand on the top, but isn't able to
Nice,
convert.
Emma, come on.
This is looking good from Emma. So crimps away now.
Oh,
Oh, went up left first.
this boulder looks so hard again. Nice, Yanni, doing this move right away again. He tried it a bit differently now. Like, as you said, the last move, he tried to do it a bit more slow, more statically. I'm curious if he tries his first or second version again. No.
Just
no.
perhaps slightly aware of the time. Frustration, got a good hand on the top.
Super close twice. on the
Yes, so
top.
both zones for Yanni.
And also Emma got a zone, which was really strong.
Let's have another look. Which attempt was this?
That was the second one when he stood on the hold and tried to do it a bit less dynamic. Oh, that looked so good. That looked still a lot better than the first go when he wanted to jump like with both hands from lower.
This was Emma Bouldering. She went up with the left hand. I wondered if she might try and cross through with the right.
Yeah, I think probably it's easier to go with right and then go to the second quimp with left. But I guess the left volume is a lot worse than the right one, so that's why she decided to go with left first. I actually thought you might be able to put a heel. So let's see what Jessie's doing. Pretty sure she can drop this.
Found the top on boulder 1. Georg Palmer just struggling to get in position at the start of men's 2. First move, no joke. Yanni Posch made it look pretty straightforward. It's not at all.
Jessie's doing the same, did the same method as Emilia. Oh. Going with the toe hook to the left volume and then releasing it with the two volumes next to each other.
Georg. Now he's in position.
One jump and then another jump.
Swaps his hands around so he can free up the right hand a little bit quicker.
Oh, stops again. Maybe his hand slipped a bit. Ah, didn't look too far off.
No, he's got the right idea.
Didn't really
Feet
know
just-
what to do with his feet, like
Yeah,
right
it looked
there.
like the feet just carried on. He wanted them to stop.
Yeah. But maybe, hopefully, he can do it next go. Come on, Jessie.
So Jessie's zone. Now, just need to squeeze, squeeze, work the hands up, and then
That
go up
looked
for the
really
crimp.
hard, like getting her right hand low, higher. Only when she had the right foot up, it looked a bit better.
Will she try and cross through? Will she go straight up? Goes straight up.
Oh wow, Jessie didn't seem to like that zone hold at all. She was like really tense and not comfortable on it. Oh. Well, I was still impressed Yanni did that move first go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Oh, he's looking super strong tonight, Jan-Luca Posch. Jessie Piltz there on the right. Georg Palmer just had a shot on the left.
I guess for the root setters, it's not so nice that Nikolai is not competing right now because, I mean, he was not crowned like national champion for nothing in bouldering, so probably they counted on him to doing some more tops as well.
Yeah, no Jakob, no Nikolai. So you're missing two very, very strong climbers.
But we still already saw two tops in a man, so. Yeah, Jessie really doesn't like those volumes that much, doesn't look too comfortable on it. Actually, I think Emma, when she had the zone, looked pretty comfortable, like compared to Emilia and Jessie, like she could hold these volumes pretty well.
Georg Palmer lining it up on the jump. Might probably be his last attempt, actually. Oof, he's close. You can see there's a split second where he thinks he's made it.
Yeah, the
Now he's going
difference
for it
between
again.
how Georg tries it and Yanni did it, like Yanni just held it with the right hand and only like leaned into it, but Georg always tries to go with both hands.
Close again. He can almost stop on that hole, but he can't quite. So, no joy for Jessie Piltz or Georg Palmer. Leah Kempf out next. Johannes Hofherr out next over on the men's side.
Jessie's still leading the way because she has 2 zones and 1 top.
This was Georg.
That was like one of his first attempts on that move.
You can see that bit of black tape, by the way, on men's too. That says that you can't touch that blue hold over to the left.
Johannes
So,
Hofherr
yeah, he's
and Leah
messing-
Kempf out next now.
Johannes Hofherr not wasting any time.
He did not switch around hands as Georg did. I mean, Georg didn't do it in the last attempt, but he did it before. Not sure what's better. I think Janni also switched around hands. So the right hand is on that hole or pocket and the left hand on the crimp.
Leah Kemp, meanwhile, latest to try her luck on women's too. Let's keep an eye on Johannes Hofherr. Background there. Gets some momentum and sticks
Nice,
it.
good job.
So, safely up to the zone. Now needs to figure out how to get underneath the zone and around to the right of it. It's really awkward. There's not much for the feet. So if you go too high around the zone and take your body around it rather than underneath, you just get pushed off the wall.
Ooh, no. He didn't use the left yellow foothold right now. I think it's really hard to move your body to the right and really sit on your feet and get around the corner because that zone hold is not especially well. Not really good. So yeah, Janni did that really well. But Jo Hofer figured out the jump pretty quickly there.
Yeah.
Got the momentum perfectly. He looked really solid as well, like not too close.
Very.
Hopefully he can do it right away again.
Leah Kemp for Vorarlberg. Now trying to figure out how to get around the corner. At some point you've got to release the feet. And that's
The problem is Leah has a heel hook where all the others had a toe hook, which is a lot harder to release. Nice job, Jo Hofer. Like, he's doing this really well.
So remember, you got to go. I say you've got to. The best way is to go under the zone.
That's when Janni used the right hand on the black volume lower.
Yeah, he hasn't found that little catch for the right hand.
Yeah, I think that was really smart.
I don't think there's anything actually there. It's just
No,
the volume.
I think it's... I don't know if the route setters thought about that even, but...
I'm not sure they did.
But it looked like it really, really helped because the volume is pretty good lower there. And the zone hold is not, so... Oh, now she uses the toe hook, Leah. Yeah, nice. Nice.
Here she goes. Oh, I was about to say, looking more promising for Leah Kempf. I don't think she will have time for another go. Johannes Hofherr will, though. Really up against it now. I can't believe he can get to the zone and underneath it in 10 seconds, but I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, it's
Have
probably
to take
not
a big
gonna be
risk
enough
maybe
time.
here and just go for it. There are the beeps. Oh, and he just couldn't get the feet sorted.
Actually, it looked like now that he didn't think about it that much and just went pretty quickly. It looked better than before.
Maybe you just wait until the last 20 seconds on every boulder and just go for it.
Yeah, but also he needed like 3 seconds more, maybe like Laura Stöckler on the first one.
Is this when he was rushing at the end? I think it might have been. Just keep an eye on his left foot. It looked like it was the left foot that went. Yeah, just shifted ever so slightly, but it was enough.
I'm really curious about Eva now, because if she can send this one, that will put her like in a really strong position. Because she's also favored to get into the first free and lead for sure, so.
Thomas Podolak nipped across, no problem, on the jump on men's two, and then actually had a little fist bump. I don't know if you saw that. He sort of, a little celebration mid-boulder, which is why people enjoy watching him climb.
Both climbers have the zone in the first try.
Thomas Podolak looking really solid. Oh, he had the same idea as Gianluca Posch. Get that little catch underneath. Doesn't look like he needs it, actually.
Looks really good. Come on.
Here he goes to the top. It could be a flash for Thomas Podolak on the boulder that's not been topped yet by anyone. Getting himself set. Oh, and just short at the right hand.
Super close. Really took his time there before like eyeing up the top hold. I mean, it looked really good when when Gianluca Posch put his left foot up before moving to the top hold. Because now you could see, like, when Thomas moved up, his left foot came out already really early. So that's why he turned in the end. It was harder for him to hold it. So maybe he thinks about putting his left foot up. I mean, it also looked like he could maybe just do it like this, with like doing it more confident and more like right away without any hesitation, but nah.
Now he suddenly can't repeat the jump. Even Maria Hammelmuller
also cannot repeat the zone.
Yeah.
I mean, I think also with these volumes, the more climbers they're on, probably the slipperier and the worse they get. So that can also be a factor why Eva and Jessie struggle to hold them more than the climbers before. Now Thomas did the jump again. Nice, Thomas, come on. Putting the heel there. Didn't see that before. I don't know if he did that before. Looked really controlled there for a second, but then went maybe too high up on the left, on the yellow volume. Eva got to the zone again, but really struggled to move on from there, like to get higher on those two volumes. Also looked like Jessie really struggled with that. Actually, Emma looked like the most comfortable on those two volumes from the competitors we've seen so far.
Oh, so frustrating for Thomas Podolak.
Yeah, he just looked really confident again on that last move. Hopefully he can do it one more time. Nah.
I can't repeat it now.
He's trying again. I don't think he will have enough time for this now.
No, I don't think so.
Ah. Oh no, he looked so good on this one. Right away from the start, like his first go was super close.
I can't believe no one's done this boulder. It feels like so many climbers have been quite close.
Yeah. Well, maybe Stefan Scherz can do it.
Well, yes, still got two climbers to go. Stefan Scherz and Tobias Planger.
I mean, Stefan topped the first one, so actually would put him in a really strong position after second place in speed and his best discipline still to come.
Yeah, he'd probably be the favourite if he could find a top on this boulder. He'd be for the favourite for the combined title. I mean, not just the boulder part.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's how they stand right now. Eva Maria Hammelmuller, both zones, and the top leading the way. Sandra Lettner now. And Stefan Scherz, we mentioned earlier, from Lower Austria.
Let's see what Stefan can do. Ooh. Seems like his foot stayed way too much on the left for too long. It's like keeping it there.
Sandra Lettner did really well to hang on there. Goes left hand up first. Has a bit of a rethink and goes, ooh,
Yeah,
to
there
the
was
zone.
Jessie tried that as well, but that's a lot harder. Just really have to go dynamic to this, to the zone.
Stefan Schertz sticks the jump across. Sandra Lettner, right foot just let go at the crucial time.
Nice, Stefan. That
Oh, he's
looks
going from very low down. No, you got to readjust a bit more than that.
nice.
That's it.
Come on, Stefan. That looks really good.
This looks really solid from Stefan Schertz. Oh, just misses.
His left hand slipped really bad there. I almost thought he had it already. Because he stood up and then it, like the topple didn't look so far away anymore.
No, it looked much closer than it had for anyone else. Didn't really need to jump.
Stefan was one of them, like if, like, I don't know if it was like 1 year ago or something, he was still really small and then just suddenly, like you feel like you haven't seen like someone, or especially boys, like for like a month and then suddenly they're like 3 times taller than before. Like which is really funny because we knew it's gonna happen at some point that he's gonna grow, but that he grew so much. And now he's actually one of the taller ones.
Yeah. When will he stop?
Come on, Stefan.
Got a really nice method of going around that volume.
Yeah, he does it really smoothly. Good movements.
So you want to go as slowly as possible on that. Oh, but he just loses the left hand as he's getting
Nobody
set up.
except Yanni tried to put that left foot up. I mean, I guess the foot is for that, but I think it's really hard because you have to hold that yellow volume more. Have to stand up on it more. Again, that second women's boulder looks really, really hard.
Only 2 climbers to come, 1 on each boulder after this. Tobias Planger on the men's side, Laura Stuckler on the women's. Stefan Schertz got 30 seconds, realistically last attempt.
Come on, Stefan.
Right,
he
needs
does
to be
that
so precise
easily.
here.
Nice.
Oh, and finds the top when both
There
hands
it
at the same
is.
time.
Wow. Maybe that was the way to do it, going with 2 hands. Because as he tried leaving the left hand on the zone, he slipped. So probably better to go with 2 hands at once. That looked really good. Wow.
Yeah, Stefan Schertz, second in the speed, leading the way in the boulder, and lead still to come, which he won a silver medal in last night, second only to Jakob Schubert. Look at this. This was perfect timing. Hands landed at exactly the same time. Whoa.
That was really strong. Also, the way he moved around that volume, he could like repeat it so quickly without any problem. Like he repeated like 3 times, and it always looked easier and easier. And also was a lot quicker doing it than the others. He used a lot less time doing it.
This was Sandra battling on number 2. So that's how they stand over on the women's side. Laura Struckler yet to attempt this one. There she is. So Laura, good result for her on the speed wall. First place there, obviously. That's why she's climbing last on the boulders. Order gets changed again, remember, after this, before the lead.
Also, is one of the three who has the zone in the first one, because Eva and Jessie did the top, but Laura couldn't do the top in time. Would have needed like 3 or 5 more seconds. Nice.
So Tobias Planger, that could be massive. Already won the speed, now gets the zone on number 2. You can see he's having to work hard. Comes back for a bit of a break.
But for him, this zone can already mean a lot because Georg doesn't have it. So for a speed specialist like Toby, everything that means not coming last in a discipline can be a huge change, especially for the podium. Maybe not for the victory, but especially for the podium.
See him just stretching out his right shoulder. He was on the edge of the shot then. Laura Struckler on women's 2. If it doesn't get topped, it'll be a shame. I suspect it may be a boulder that would suit fresh climbers with fresh skin and untired arms. Minute and a half left for these climbers. Remember, 1 boulder still to go for the men and the women. So he's got that start move done, which is proved not that easy for a few climbers.
He's swinging completely different.
Yeah, he's kind of swinging facing to the left and then turning in the air. Beeper sounds, 1 minute to go. Laura Struckler creeping her way up. And then, what's she thinking? Go straight to the zone. A few climbers have thought of that.
I don't think you get rewarded with it though when you're that low.
No. Tobias Planger, can he find a way to do that swing again? Yes, he can.
Nice.
Already got the zone. It'd be amazing if he could turn it into a top. He just can't readjust and he won't have time. And Laura just trying to cross through the left hand to the zone.
Unfortunately, cannot get the zone on this one.
So yeah, so that means women's 2 goes untopped.
Haven't seen so many tops in this final so far.
No, two tops over on the women's side. Eva Maria Hammelmuller leading the way, only because of attempts to zone. 1 attempt to zone, wow.
Yeah, 2 tops on the women's side and 3 on the men.
This is Tobias. Just creeping his way out right. Tobias Planger, he couldn't quite find a way to get all the way to the right. But it does mean he's up to, well, in fact, he was in 6th anyway. Oh, shame for him.
Yeah. I forgot that Georg had the zone on the first one really quickly, like just on the first go. Because Toby did it second go. Like, that's pretty good for, like, that jump. It's not that easy.
So Julia Fischer, once again, all on her own.
We already see the 3rd boulder now, 3rd and last one for this combined final. It's again a dynamic start, looks like. I feel like Julie's looking on her skin the most of all of the competitors, so I guess she really might have the worst skin of all of them.
So, awkward start this one. All 4 points on the blue volume. Have the route setters given the climbers just a little bit of
Or is there
an easier task for this one?
is there a crimp where she's having? Maybe it's not as dynamic as we thought then.
Well, she's one of the shorter climbers, so if she's doing it almost statically, you'd imagine some of the taller climbers like Eva Maria Hammelmuller might be able to do it completely statically.
From how it looks like it's planned to go a bit statically, at least like maybe the last part, swinging the feet right away to the right and holding on, because the right hold is good, so guess it's not planned to go completely statically, but haven't talked to the route setters, so I don't know for sure. She's trying to go to the hold that actually just blocks the other one.
So then she'll have to bump through with the right hand.
They already look quite good. So actually this hold she was holding before is only there to cover the edge of the big hold on the volume, because as you could see, maybe it's like it doesn't end where the volume ends, so it would like just be a part of the hold standing out, so that's why they put a hold there to block that part. It's not intended to hold it, but if it helps Julie, she might as well take it.
Yeah, why not? Doesn't look very beautiful when that happens to a hold and they block the edge of it.
Yeah, but I mean
slightly
it's
messy, but it's
they
gotta be
have
done.
to. I mean it's really sharp.
Yeah,
as
no,
well.
it has to be done. It just
and if like it can be pretty dangerous if they don't do it. I guess it's in the rules that you have to do it, no?
doesn't look super pretty.
Yeah. Setting boulders is not only about letting them look pretty.
Here she goes. Oof.
They especially should be nice to climb on. I mean, with the new style, it looks like more and more. Sometimes it's also about that they look the most beautiful and colorful and special and dynamic and really special, but most of all, it should be nice to watch the climbers do them and for the climbers to climb them. Come on, Julie.
Just a little detail, by the way, the black tape has gone between men's 2 and women's 3 as Julie decides she's had enough. Does that mean anything? Does that mean that they're expecting the climbers to put their feet out to the right a little bit to where men's 2 started?
I think it's just because it's a jump to the right.
Yeah.
And at jumps, you always tend to swing your feet like uncontrolled. No, like sometimes you don't know where they're swinging to. So I guess they don't want to risk someone swinging their feet and then touching the tape and having to go down. I mean, I guess like the tape would have not been a problem in the blue one because it was still not too close, but maybe like I don't think the yellow hold would help you in any way.
No.
So I guess that's why they might as well take it off, so it's no problem for the jump or anything else.
Amelia Warensky eyeing it up.
Oh, look, that looked pretty good.
Yeah,
she actually
that looked close.
turned around a little bit towards, like, facing out and towards the hold before jumping. Julie stayed more, like, face in and her whole body turned to the wall, but Emilia tried to turn it out a little bit.
Asks the brushes to come up immediately, and yeah, you can see already frustrated with the skin. So I think she'll try a similar method, kind of face the hold as she goes for it. She's definitely getting close, but she's also taking a good chunk of skin every time she goes.
Looks really hard to hold that swing because, like right now, it still seems like you're not turned the right way to use the right foot, like right away putting it on the foothold. Like you have to hold the swing first and afterwards can put your feet on because you turn too much, like in a different direction.
Here she goes again, looking around the corner, just trying to see as much as she
That
can
looks
of that
super
hold.
close.
Definitely struggling with the skin. Every time she comes down, the first thing she looks at is her fingertips.
Yeah, as you saw before already, like when they had, I think, a camera on her hands, she had like two or three tapes. I see it on her right hand as well there. Not the nicest to climb a bouldering final.
Oh,
that looks
close
super
again,
close.
and again immediately looks at her fingertips.
She tried to use her right foot a little bit there, just on the wall because the foothold was too high, but she tried to put some weight of it.
Here she goes again.
Now she actually tried to kick for the foothold, I think, but it looked a bit too high, like not in a nice position to help hold the swing.
This will be the last attempt, I think. Less than 20 seconds to go. Ooh, and she's close. Going for it again, why not? Last boulder of a busy few days. No, we just ran out of skin, ran out of energy, ran out of time in the end. Emilio Orinsky heads off.
She got close, but not a really satisfying final for her. Got close on the first jump. Got close on the jump in the third one, but at least got the zone in the second boulder.
Emma Tabernig and Jan-Luca Posch back out now.
So now we get to see the third and last boulder of the man as well.
Jan-Luca
And
Posch
from the
pulls on.
first two boulders, we saw that Yanni's first attempts sometimes are the best, like especially in the first one. Maybe not this time. Slipped off right away. Like those blue long holds don't have a really good friction, so when you have bad skin, they're really, really hard to hold. Oh, Emma is sitting really low here. Oh, now she's standing up. There's a really different position than Julie and Emilia tried.
So I guess, yeah, you can get your arms straight there, just get a bit of weight off and then go for the pop. Jan-Luca Posch just struggling a little bit. We haven't seen much of it. It looks pretty physical boulder, this men's three. We don't think there's much subtlety, maybe not much to read, just go hard. Seems to be how it looks. That is the not quite the hold just before the top, it's the one before, third to last hold. So what method will Emma use? Putting the arm out straight seems to look pretty effective, and Jan-Luca Posch just struggling to hold on to that tiny crimp. We just had a real close-up of it. You could see what he's aiming for. They're pretty tiny crimp, and you've got to come at it fast, or do you? Is there a way of not coming at it fast, as Emma Tabernig, speaking of coming at things fast, manages to successfully kill a bit more momentum than she did on earlier attempts. .120 left for Emma Tabernig to find something, and just lost her footing at the crucial moment. And Jan-Luca Posch, first climber out on the men's side. If you are just tuning in, Charlie Bosco here, got Hannah Schubert alongside me, live from the Kletterzentrum in Innsbruck, 4th night running. We've been here, it's the combined finals, 4th night running that some of these climbers have been on the wall as well. No wonder they're looking a bit tired. And Nikolai Uznik and Jakob Schubert not participating in this final, despite being on the official start list, due to a bicep issue with Jakob. Didn't stop him winning the lead title last night. And Nikolai Uznik, who won the boulder title, has picked up a tricep issue as well. So those two missing. Bicep for Jakob, tricep for Nikolai. Not too serious for either of them, we believe, but not worth straining themselves in this combined final. So I think, sadly for Emma Tabernig, wow, with 5 seconds to go, I admire the optimism, but just as she gets there, she thinks, no, actually, that's a bit too far. So Jessie Pilz will be next out. Georg Palmer will be on the men's side. Just 3 tops over on the men's side, 2 of them for Stefan Scherz. This was Jan-Luca Posch. Could not figure out how to do that move without the feet releasing. So climbers definitely socially distanced, couldn't be much further apart while still being on this wall. Jessie Pilz over on the left, Georg Palmer over on the right. Georg Palmer now, ooh, the left hand just popped. You can see Jessie just moving around on the left of the shot. First attempt at that jump for her. Been a hard set of boulders this evening, no doubt about that. Here's the 2018 lead world champion Jessie Pilz, her favoured discipline of lead still to come, remember. Georg Palmer over on the right. It's a minute hold he's going for. He's struggling to match that blue volume. Temperature absolutely plummeting here in Innsbruck. Someone's kindly brought us a heater. Very glad of it. It's forecast to go below freezing tonight, I believe.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah, it certainly
like
does.
It's no surprise for me. Oh, Jessie trying something different here. Oha. Ooh, using her flexibility. Oh, Nice.
Great work
Really
from Jessie.
different method.
All
but
those
she
hours.
makes it work.
I was about to say all those hours stretching.
Yeah,
Suddenly seem worth it.
Oh, nice. Come on, Jessie.
This blue pill hold
This
is not
looks
bad.
so hard to move from.
The zone's bad, but the volume, the black volume is pretty good.
Come on, Jessie.
So what will she do here? Cross through, or will she try and slap again with the left? She'll match on the blue pill, drop onto the left.
Oh, nice.
This is looking really hopeful for Jessie Pills. We've only seen
Come
two
on,
tops
come on.
in this final so far. One of them for Jessie Pills.
Nah.
Oh, and just ran out of energy, I think, at the crucial time. And surely with a minute left, can't get back on and go again.
Maybe actually that end of the boulder is a bit like... I'm pleased for Jessie because she made, like, it was such a big effort. I think she already did so much more than just having the zone, because like the move to the black one and the move to the last one already looked so hard. So I really wish she would have been rewarded for that. Like, I mean, she got the zone, which is a nice reward, but also for the moves after that, like.
Sakeo Palmer, he's left nothing behind tonight, but he hasn't managed to find that elusive top. You can see there, Jessie Pilch got all three zones, which, given how hard these boulders have been, is pretty impressive.
Definitely, yeah. And
so she'll be top 2 from the boulder, we know that.
And she used a really special, creative, different method here. Really used everything she had, like stretch out her legs, stretch out her arms, and then in the end, released it really well.
You could see she was just getting really tired, kept correcting, trying to find a slightly more comfortable position.
But then this move was just too much after all the effort she already put in that boulder.
So Stefan Schertz, clear favourite for the overall win, I have to say, on the men's side, with 2 tops in the boulder, having been second in the speed as well, and with lead still to come. Johannes Hofhair on the wall now.
Yeah, nobody can take the victory in bouldering from Stefan anymore, so he's gonna for sure have a 1 in bouldering and a 2 in speed, which is a perfect way to start into his favorite discipline.
So still no tops of these third boulders. No top on women's 2. Yeah, it seems like more often than not in combined finals the boulders are a little bit too easy. It's definitely not been the case tonight.
Yeah, definitely not. But
There, Kempf creeping up and having a look at the swing. I have to say, when Jessie put her foot out, it still looked hard to hold the swing.
yeah, it still looked so hard to release, so you know how many times harder it is when you actually jump there. And she had the foot.
Yeah,
Like, she had the foot already on the foothold, so
I'll be really
holding the
impressed.
swing with no feet, it's like super hard.
I will be very impressed if anyone can do that.
I was wondering if it might actually be, I don't know, like what kind of hold it is that blocks the one. Like if it might be easier to just go with the right hand to the good hold and with the left trying to press against
Okay, yeah.
the blocking hold.
Yeah, I see
Just
what you're
thinking
saying.
it might give you more direction to put the heel, to put the foot there. But I guess it's not a good hold, and that's why it's like not working that way.
Yeah, it's tricky because Leah Kempf hit it pretty much perfectly there, but still.
But it's turned a little bit, so it's
Yeah.
not completely straight. And also the foothold is like behind your back, basically. So you really have to hold it without any feet, which is super hard. And also because the hold is on a volume, it makes it more steep. So it's really steep, and even a good hold can not feel like a good hold when it's turned like this without any feet, and you're coming with a lot of, like, you get a lot of swing and get there really not in a good position. She's also jumping from really low and really on the left. Like, she's not using that volume and standing up like Emilia or Emma or also Julie tried. She's really low still with her body.
No one really getting too far on this men's boulder either. Plenty of zones, but nobody yet stuck that move beyond the zone. And time-wise, this will be it. That is it. Thomas Podolán, next climber out on the men's side, and Eva Maria Hammelmuller. I'm looking forward to seeing what she can do on this boulder. She'll be out next on the women's side.
Yeah. And this is probably going to decide who's... it's going to decide who's winning the bouldering, if it's Eva or Jessie.
Yep.
Because of the of the zones, yeah.
As you said, Stefan Schertz now can't be caught. Gianluca Posch has already been and can't improve on his score. Eva Maria Hammelmuller running over, getting her towel down, wants to get on with this.
Yeah, I think Eva might be able to do it, like, as intended with the jump.
So Thomas Podolán, what's he got on this boulder? I'll have a look in just a second.
Maybe she also is tall enough to reach it somehow. Yeah, she switched feet. Maybe she tries, like Jessie, putting her foot there first. She does. Oh, wow.
Oh,
only
nice work.
Eva and Jessie can do that, I think.
Oh,
Wow.
caught in two minds about how to go up to the zone. Trying to think of different methods. I think you just have to go for it. Actually didn't look too bad when she really committed.
No.
Oh, and just got a little bit too
That's
tight.
exactly what I meant. Like, now she got the same score as Jessie, and Jessie did not get rewarded for the next two moves. But I guess Eva is ahead because of the amount of tries in the zone. So. If it's about this, who wins bouldering, then Jessie will be really annoyed, I guess.
So both climbers standing down on the mat. You can see him on the far right of the shot. Even Maria Hammelmuller only just visible. Definitely knows she can do this first move now.
Yeah, I did not think that someone would try the same way as Jessie did, but I guess you also only think about that when you feel like you can reach it, which is probably also why some of the others did not try that. Oh, now she did not switch feet, so now she cannot reach it. Before she put her left foot on the closest screw on, she realized that now too. Now she can do it again. Actually, for her, she's even a bit taller than Jessie, so she could reach it, and the release was not that tough.
Thomas Podolán's also underway now. Safely up to the zone. Eva Maria Hammelmuller just falling, going for that big black volume. Oh, he's close. Thomas
That looked
Podolán.
close. Oh, that must be so tough for the skin as well when you bump out to that crimp and then slip off. It cuts like the whole skin off your fingers, basically. Oh no!
Thomas
So
Podolak
close.
is so close.
Oh yeah, no. After the close, like how
Oh, he's
close
been
he was
close
on
on
the
everything.
second one. Yeah.
It's been close on everything. Eva Maria Hammelmuller got 15 seconds to go. Got a lot of climbing to do in 15 seconds, and she's not going to have time to do it. Thomas Podolak, 10 seconds, and again got a lot of climbing to do, and is not going to be able to do it.
Jessie definitely the best performance on this boulder so far. Like I'm still really sad for her that she did not get rewarded for that one because she.
Sandra Lettner, next climber out. This was Eva Maria Hammelmuller. This was Thomas Podolak. Which attempt was this? There was one he was really close. I think there was one where he was even closer than that. Stefan Schertz, by the way, is about to come out. You can see he's already won the boulder round. Jan-Luca Posch could catch him if he was still to go on this boulder, but he's not. He's already had his attempt.
So the first 3 spots are already decided in the men and in the women. Like the third one is still open. Like Eva and Jessie are sure to be first and second, but Sandra can still get on the second and the third spot if she can do the zone here.
Stefan Schertz, does he just not bother with this boulder? I mean, is that ridiculous? I mean,
What?
he doesn't need to do it, so...
I feel like he's not giving 100%.
No,
you
but
mean?
would it be a good idea for him just to not do the boulder?
Maybe.
I mean, there's professional pride, I guess, competitive pride.
Yeah,
but
I get.
if you were super tactical,
I mean, you just don't have to do as many tries. Like
Yeah.
you can take your time. Let's see, but yeah, of course, like he knows he's leading, so there's like no point in. Oh,
whoa, a bit of a nasty fall for Sandra Lettner there. Full commitment. So Stefan going up with a left hand. Yeah, but I suppose at least knowing he's done so well, he kind of, even if he does keep trying the boulder, he doesn't need to give it 110% if he feels it's
probably not going to
damaging
do
him,
it.
then
Yeah.
yeah,
No, there's like
it's
no
not worth the
point.
risk.
Definitely.
So Sandra will have another look. Would she be tall enough to stretch between the 2 holds? I don't think so.
She's like the closest we've seen so far with
Yeah.
the jumping method,
Yeah.
and also she's like completely jumping from the very start. So she's not even using the right foothold. She's standing on the left foothold, not standing up, not going to right, just jumping really from the left, which might actually be a nicer position to jump from because you're not pulling yourself away from the wall so much. So close.
Stefan
Actually, he
Schertz.
might just stop. Does he? No.
No, I thought he might stop actually.
Yeah, because it doesn't feel really close, I guess. So, like, I think from the expression on his face, it seems like he's like, oh no, I don't think I'm gonna do that. And what am I doing here? I already have the first place, so kind of like this.
And another nasty fall from Sandra. Yeah, it must be hard to give her a boulder absolutely everything when you kind of know you don't need to do it.
Yeah, I guess like you don't even have to think about not doing 100%. I think it's
Yeah.
automatically
Subconscious.
yeah, it's subconscious because you already know. No, Sandra's getting closer and closer. So frustrating. Also with the first boulder, like.
Oh, and Stefan Schertz will definitely stop there, and Sandra Lettner will stop there. Got a little bit closer. No, she won't stop there. I'll take it back. I'm not sure what she can do with 4 seconds left, sadly. So they head off.
It's a really tough final for the girls.
Very-
Like,
I mean,
I mean, for both of them, men and women, but it's like especially in the women's, like the first and the third boulder, the first move basically is a jump, so they don't really get to climb as much. Like in the men, it's like at least you could do like a few more moves, I feel like, but for the women, except the second boulder, it's like basically about the first move.
Yeah, basically, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Look at that, by the way. Jessie Piltz, those 3 zones took her 12 attempts, persistence rewarded, and her one top took her 7 attempts. So Laura Stuckler now and Tobias Planger, the next climbers out. There's actually a bit of a crowd watching on. You wouldn't know it from that shot. That's the officials area down the front. There's a few hardy souls out the front. We're sitting here with a heater and it's cold, so they really are tough.
I think there are more people inside, like in the cafe, watching the stream.
Yeah.
But they're still here. I mean, they're here.
Absolutely. It's good.
They're still like one of the first to talk to the people climbing. So
it's good to have anyone at a climbing competition these days.
Some people also warm up and decide to watch only maybe parts of it, or like only lead, or like at least the people are here and not at home.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
I mean, not that I would mind people watching from home, because someone has to listen to us two talking, more like some useful stuff, some maybe not so useful stuff, but I hope at least someone is listening to us as well.
Hopefully someone's listening somewhere.
Maybe it's like also for us watching us back someday.
Yeah. Lara Stuckler having a good day, first in speed, high up the rankings on the boulder as well. Two minutes to go now for both climbers. Tobias Planger still down on the mats over on the far right hand side of the wall. Laura Stuckler just trying to get in position for this jump, but so far unsuccessfully. I think it's just, is that just the edge of the volume she's using with the right hand? Is there actually something there?
Oh, Toby's getting another zone. That's that's the only thing he wanted, so I guess he's gonna... Is he gonna stop?
He's actually
he's
done,
gonna
yeah.
stop. Yeah.
While I was talking about tactics, he thinks, right, I've got my zone.
Well, I mean, as I said, like, Toby knows that he already done like his best to get the score 1 in speed, so he does everything that's possible in lead and boulder, but not anything more than that. So it's like he actually did really well in this final. Rewards
did really well.
2 zones. So
Laura going to keep trying here, I think. Might as well. Currently 7th in the boulder. I had in mind she was a little bit higher up than that. I've just checked the rankings. Yeah, 7th for the boulder right now. Climbers have got a compulsory 15-minute rest, by the way, at the end of each discipline. So they will get a bit of a pause. And the starting order changes according to the current ranking, remember. So the starting order on these boulders won't be carried on to the lead. "15 seconds to go now for Laura Stuckler. 15 seconds to go on a savagely hard boulder round in this combined final. And as has been the case for most of the way through, frustration and hands in the air, questioning what they were supposed to do. Tough round for the climbers. Already had speed, already had 3 hard days of competition, and now they've just got lead to go. So that's how they finish on the boulders. Eva Maria Hammelmuller comes out on top. Only 2 tops on the women's side, 1 for her and 1 for Jessie Piltz. Emilia Warinska
What a
ends
tough,
third. Yeah,
what a tough final,
super
yeah.
tough. And Julia Fischer sadly not able to pick up a zone. So very, very hard round. No climber managing to top more than one boulder. Two of the boulders on the women's side didn't get done at all. And we'll get the men's scores in just a second. Yeah, brutal round, particularly for the women. As I say, boulders 2 and 3 didn't get topped at all. And number 1 only got done by 2 of the climbers.
Yeah, it was super tough.
That's how it ended for the men. Stefan Schertz first place, second in the speed as well, and he's about to hit his favourite discipline, so he's in a very strong position. Tobias Planger, who was first in the speed and now is second in the boulder, also in a very strong position, but you just thought Stefan still be the favourite with his lead prowess, and then Jan-Luca Posch might have hoped for better, and he is third. So that's how they stand on the combined rankings. And remember, Jakob Schubert down there is not competing. Nikolai Uznik is not competing anymore. So Johannes Hofer will move up into 6th. So we got about a 10-15 minute break, and we'll speak to you very shortly live from Innsbruck at the foot of the lead wall.
So, der Kilian macht sich noch schnell bereit, um hier auch alle Fakten beisammen zu haben. Lassen wir einmal die ersten 2 Bewerbe ein bisschen Revue passieren. Was ist passiert? Wie schade ist es, dass der Nikolai Uschnik nicht mehr mit dabei sein kann?
Ja, ist natürlich sehr schade, weil er ist ausgeschieden, bevor seine Paradedisziplin begonnen hat, das Bouldern. Das hätten sicher taugt, aber man sieht, da lassen einige Milch bei so einem langen Bewerb. Es ist sehr intensiv und ich denke, für seine Gesundheit auf lange Sicht war es vielleicht doch die bessere Entscheidung, es bleiben zu lassen.
Was hat er genau oder wo ist das Problem?
Er ist ziemlich überlastet. Er ist vom Spezialbowler-Bewerb schon ziemlich paniert, also K.O. Und ich glaube, er spürt es im Ellbogen, er hat es im Nacken gespürt. Er hat jetzt eine Schmerztablette genommen und wir haben ihm dann geraten, es eher zu lassen. Und er hat es dann selbst entschieden, besser auf lange Sicht die Gesundheit den Vorrang zu geben.
Mit dem Kilian Fischhuber haben wir natürlich den Mann da, der uns am besten beantworten kann, warum sich sowohl die Frauen als auch die Männer so schwer getan haben, jetzt in diesem Boulder-Teil wirklich bis ganz nach oben zu kommen.
Ja, es waren ja 3 Bowler. Sie waren allerdings sehr dynamisch, kraftvoll noch. Teilweise waren sie ein bisschen länger als gewohnt, denke ich mal. Und die Athleten und Athletinnen sind schon sehr am Limit. Man darf nicht vergessen, wir haben die Spezialdisziplinen alle durch. Wir haben heute schon Speed gehabt, wo alle viele Läufer gehabt haben. Sie sind einfach K.O. Und ich denke mal, die Routensetzer haben sie ein bisschen überschätzt, die Kletterer und Kletterinnen.
Bei den Frauen trotzdem ein starkes Duell, Pilz gegen Hammelmüller. Die haben sich der ordentliche einen Kampf geliefert und auch sehr interessante Lösungsansätze dann mitunter gehabt bei den einzelnen Boulder-Problemen.
Ja, es war spannend, weil es war teilweise ähnlich, teilweise unterschiedlich und dann doch ganz knapp beisammen. Die Jessie hat einen Nachteil, weil sie im Speed um einiges weiter hinten ist, was für die Kombination natürlich. Und die Eva wird sie jetzt nicht großartig abhängen lassen von der Platzierung her, sage ich jetzt mal, von der Jessie. Aber es bleibt spannend.
Bei den Männern jetzt der große Favorit, wohl Stefan Scherz. Wäre eine tolle Sache, wenn so ein junger Mann da diesen Bewerb jetzt gewinnt. Wo hat er die Basis gelegt? Im guten Speed oder doch in der super auch starken Performance in der Boulderwand?
Ich glaube, er hat natürlich die Basis im Speed gelegt, weil er der Zweiter wird. Das ist natürlich hervorragend. Und im Bouldern ist ihm jetzt richtig gut aufgegangen. Es ist ihm ja in der Spezialdisziplin, also im Einzelbewerb im Bouldern, nicht so gut gelaufen. Er war nicht im Finale. Und da hat er sich jetzt revanchiert, ist super geklettert, vor allem am zweiten Boulder. Das war echt extrem viel wert, das Top, das er da geholt hat. Und ich glaube, er kann jetzt befreit klettern und es wird ganz schwierig werden, ihn diesen Titel wegzunehmen.
Gut, dann haben wir mal den ersten Teil abgehakt. Gibt es ein paar schöne Bilder, ein paar Highlight-Bilder. Und dann starten wir hinein in den Vorstiegsbewerb, in diesen letzten Teil der olympischen Kombination und schauen noch einmal da auf die einzelnen Punkte, auf die einzelnen wichtigen Themen, die da eine Rolle spielen können.
At your marks. Laura steht klar. Mit 7 Das heißt,
wem kommt es vielleicht zugute? Kann man das sagen für Frauen und Männer oder ist es ziemlich ausgeglichen?
Es kommt natürlich den Lead-Spezialisten entgegen, das muss man ganz klar sagen. Man darf nicht vergessen, wir haben einen Tobi Blanker dabei bei den Herren, der da wirklich reiner Speed-Spezialist ist, aber sich beim Bouldern jetzt gut geschlagen hat. Aber da werden natürlich die mit mehr Kraftausdauer ans Rennen gehen, am Schluss die Sieger sein.
Bei den Frauen gibt es eben die Führung für Eva-Maria Hammelmüller mit jetzt 3 Punkten. Dahinter ist Jessie Pilz. Wir haben da auch noch Bilder von ihrem gestrigen Sieg im Vorstieg, die natürlich hier als Favoritin im Vorstieg gilt. Aber die muss halt performen und muss hoffen, dass sich da vielleicht noch irgendjemand reinschiebt zwischen eben der Jessie und der Eva, um da noch die Eva zu überholen. Wie schätzt du da allgemein die Situation ein und wie kräftig ist auch noch die Jessie, um da das alles auszuspielen, was notwendig ist?
Ich glaube, die Jessie kann jetzt einfach voll Gas geben, muss voll Gas geben. Sie hat in der Zwischenwertung jetzt 10 Punkte, die Eva hat 3 Punkte. Dass sie die Multiplikation ausgeht, muss die Jessie eigentlich gewinnen. Und wie du sagst, das müsste sie wer dazwischen schieben, aber wir vergönnen es natürlich auch der Eva. Und ich glaube, sie ist echt heiß. Sie war ja gestern auch top in der Spezialdisziplin und das wird sicher spannend.
Gestern war das eine ganz knappe Angelegenheit eigentlich, dann nur aufgrund der Vorergebnisse, dass die Jessie den Titel geholt hat. Ist die Eva Maria Hammelmüller schon so weit, dass sie da von hinten ordentlich Druck gibt, oder ist der allgemeine Vorsprung an Erfahrung, an Power, an Kraft, den die Jessie hat, noch groß genug als Nummer 1?
Ich denke mal, was das Lied anbelangt, ist die Jessie die Nummer 1 bei uns in Österreich und das wird sie jetzt wahrscheinlich auch zeigen. Aber man muss mit der Eva rechnen, es kann immer was passieren und die Eva hat jetzt in der Kombination die Jessie im Speed abgehängt, sie hat sie im Bouldern abgehängt und mathematisch spricht einiges für sie und wir werden sehen am Schluss, wer die Nase vorne hat.
Bei den Männern Stefan Scherz, der Mann, der in der Favoritenrolle nun drin ist, und auch da haben wir Szenen von gestern, als er sensationell, oder ganz stark, sagen wir sensationell, weiß ich gar nicht, aber stark an die zweite Position geklettert ist. Wäre ein toller Schub für so einen jungen Mann, wenn er da bei den Staatsmeisterschaften den Titel holen wird.
Ja, es wäre natürlich ein Wahnsinn. Ich meine, der Steff hat gestern Vizemeistertitel geholt. Das war schon echt mega für ihn. Er war voll happy. Er ist ja wirklich gut geklettert, saugut. Und ich bin gespannt, was er in diesem Combined-Finale im Lead zeigen kann.
Was hat der drauf, der ja auch sehr viel Stärken im Boulder-Bereich hat? Wo kann es für den hingehen?
Er hat eben in vielen Bereichen seine Stärken, auch im Boulder. Und das hat er jetzt gezeigt. Er ist in einem Boulder, im Zweierboulder extrem gut geklettert, voll stark. Und ich glaube, jetzt muss das im Kopf entscheiden, ich muss locker reingehen, nicht zu aggressiv vielleicht starten und am Schluss so fighten wie gestern, dann ist ihm dieser Titel nicht mehr zu nehmen, denke ich.
Ganz interessant, normalerweise würden da im Hintergrund ja die Athleten stehen und die Routen besichtigen. Das hat aber das Ganze hat schon ein bisschen früher stattgefunden, eben auch aufgrund des Zeitablaufes hat es schon nach dem Speed-Teil, hier haben wir Bilder davon, eben stattgefunden. Mittlerweile nicht nur du bist die ganze Zeit heraus und dir ist schon kalt, auch die Athleten sind viel heraus. Es hat jetzt auch natürlich durch die Dunkelheit abgekühlt. Wie kraftzehrend und intensiv ist das jetzt nach so vielen Tagen der Wettkämpfe?
Ja, es ist schon ein bisschen suboptimal. Ich habe mit dem Tobi Blanker gesprochen, den Speed-Spezialisten, der hat gesagt, das ist nicht seine Betriebstemperatur, unter der er normalerweise arbeitet. Aber das sind alles harte Jungs und Mädels, wir klettern auch viel am Fels, da ist auch das Wetter schier. Es ist alles trocken, es funktioniert und ich finde es echt top, dass die Veranstaltung so läuft. Ja,
zum Schluss möchte ich eben den Tobi Blanker auch noch ansprechen, den du jetzt auch gerade erwähnt hast. Der könnte sogar Zweiter werden, weil er eben den Einser mitnimmt vom Speed. Er hält jetzt bei 6 Punkten, also da müssen sich die anderen Vorstiegsspezialisten jetzt wirklich anstrengen. Denn selbst wenn er Letzter wird, nimmt er nur als Sechster, wenn 2 fehlen, landet er bei 36 Punkten. Also das ist alles drin für ihn.
Ja, es ist mathematisch immer ein bisschen eine Herausforderung bis zum Schluss, weil sie immer wieder wo reinschieben kann, aber du hast total recht. Er hat den Einser vom Speed, den kann ihn keiner nehmen. Und das zeigt einfach, wie wichtig es ist, in einer Disziplin, vielleicht in seiner oder ihrer Spezialdisziplin, einfach wirklich gut zu sein und diesen Einser mitzunehmen.
Gut, dann sage ich danke, Kilian, dass du dir Zeit genommen hast und wir schauen jetzt gleich rein in den letzten Teil dieser olympischen Kombination, den Lead-Teil.
Hello and welcome back to Innsbruck. We, and I think most of the crowd, just dipped back in to get a bit of warmth inside.
Maybe they just warmed up and now they get that it's like continuing and now they're coming out. We're hoping for that.
Come on.
Come on, people. I already see like 2 people coming out, so maybe they get the others with them.
So yeah, about to get underway with the lead component. The climbers in reverse order of where they currently stand in the rankings. So Julia Fieser will climb first, over on the left.
The red
I,
route.
like everyone else, thought that this was the men's route when I first looked at it.
Yeah, that was funny because I went there and I tested, like, with pretty short notice, I tested the red route. Actually, yesterday when I left, like, Jan and Jörg, the two route setters, were like, oh yeah, actually, like, tomorrow, are you here in the afternoon? Like, if yes, you can come and test if you want to. And I was like, yeah, well, we will see. So today I arrived and they were like, oh yeah, we only have to, like, lift for setting until 4. So if you could be ready in like 20 minutes to try, it would be great. It was so freezing. I didn't warm up at all. I was like, okay, I will do it. But
So 6 minutes begins for Julia.
so, yeah, but as you said, like, a lot of people thought this was the men's route and the yellow one on the right that you can't see right now is the women's route, but it's the other way around. I think it's a pretty cool route. It's like starting a bit sketchy, like you already saw, like Julie's foot slipped at the like really beginning at the really low because it's a slippery foothold. Now the next few moves are pretty okay, and then when it gets steeper again, there's like a tricky move where actually Jan also said they thought maybe it's like too hard or too much of a stopper move, but Jan like expected them to maybe lose 1 or 2 there, but not more. And then it's mostly pumpy and really like about finding out who still has the most power left.
Yeah, of course, that's Jan Zabranek, who's the chief route setter for the lead component of this Austrian National Championships, helped out by Jörg Verhoeven. Jan Zabranek, vastly experienced world-level route setter, and
So
Jörg Verhoeven.
this is one of the hard moves already.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, where you mentioned earlier about the foot cutting
I mean,
loose.
it's hard to say. Like, it's not hard. It's just like the holds you're moving from are good, and the hold you're moving to is good. It's just you have to commit and you have to hold the tension,
Yeah, it's
which
about-
is not so easy after the bouldering round and the speed to still have tension in your body. But now I'm sure she can climb a few more moves, like getting into the steep part slowly, which
Looks
means it's getting more pumpy as well.
Looks incredibly spectacular, the wall, right now. Amazing facility here in
It is
Innsbruck.
pretty spectacular, you know?
Yeah, it is. It's looks awesome in the silhouetted against the sky.
So now there are like a few like more far moves coming up, like where you have to commit. Wow, okay, she's going again. That was not how it was planned, but it works. As I said already, the bouldering, I know I repeat myself, but I can actually see in Julie's climbing that she actually is tired from the last few days, which is not a surprise, but I'm just saying it because, like, I know how she usually climbs when she's like a bit more rested and not as tired. She's still climbing super strong, but I just see the difference right away because I train with her so much.
Yeah, fresh off the back of that top 10 finish in Briançon at the World Cup, albeit it was essentially a European Cup, but still a strong field, and Julia Fieser ended up top 10.
But she's still doing a great job here.
She's doing great here, yeah, 120 left. Really strong lead climber, both on plastic and out on rock. Trying to get rid of some pump as she heads onto the top section of the route. Time actually beginning to be a factor here. Only around 1 minute left.
I'm not super amused that she's resting there because that intermediate was not in there before. So, because that right hold is not so good. So, without intermediate, the next move would have been pretty hard. Oh, now she's trying it differently and makes it work. She
Different
used the
method.
intermediate as a hold and not as the intermediate. Jochen me did not see that coming. Ah,
Finally falls, just going through with that right hand.
well,
Really
she
strong
fought
performance.
really hard here.
Yeah, really
Like-
strong performance.
Because I know how much easier she could have climbed until there without the 100 rounds of climbing she did in the last few days. So she really fought hard and made the best out of this. And that was a really strong performance that I'm sure not everyone can get past here.
Let's have another look. It's going up with the right hand. So, two men, by the way, not taking part tonight. Jakob Schubert and Nikolai Uznik has pulled out as well. So, as we understand it, it should be Emma Tabernig next. And then I think we'll get our first male climber, which will be Johannes Hofher. And then we will have Emilia Wawrinski, and it will be man-woman from there on out. That's how I think the starting order will run. It doesn't matter too much. But just to let you know, we are expecting either Emma Tabernig to be followed by Emilia Wawrinski and then Johannes Hofher, or Johannes Hofher to come before Amelia.
We will
There's
see
5
about
minutes on the
that,
clock. You should probably do with that extra minute, to be honest. It's supposed to be 6.
Yeah. I guess they didn't say like, oh yeah, no, you have less time. Wow, actually climbing really far before clipping the second quick draw. I'm glad she did not fall there. Because that was a bit scary. But no problem.
As you can see, Emma Tabernig, not a member of the national team, hence her not wearing the grey team kit.
Maybe she will be after this comp.
Yeah, I was about to say, they might want to reconsider that.
Well, she's still really young, so I sometimes don't really know how it works or like how it's decided who's in the national youth team, because she's not old enough to be in the senior team yet, so she's going to be first in the youth team. But I guess it's comps like these, so maybe next time she will wear the team shirt.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to put yourself out there, competitions like this.
So that's the move where I said, like, you really have to commit. Yeah, nice. Easy.
Made it look easy, actually.
Yeah.
I see exactly what you mean, though. It's not a bad hold, but it's just at
It's
the
just
limit.
holding the tension. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just turned like on shoulders. So. It's actually funny with this route because all the holds, except maybe the last 3, are like really good, but because with the specific foot position and with the steepness of the wall, it's still pumpy and sometimes kind of hard. But most of the holds are a lot better than you expect them to be.
Straight up to the big volume, no problem. Swings the right foot out. You can see where she is, long way to go. Got a little more time than you might suggest from the clock. It's about the steepest section, this, I guess.
Yeah. Actually, the hold she's holding right now, we turned it a little bit when I tried it because it's really hard to clip before, and we didn't want to risk like anyone like maybe falling because of the clip. Or you could also clip it from later, but it's a combined final. We don't have to like challenge it too much.
Right, now she decides to get going again. Couple more moves, she'll be getting up towards Julia's high point from earlier, goes and then has to come back.
Probably didn't get it. Yeah,
Now
she didn't get
again.
it right. Putting a heel or a toe
Not
hook?
an easy move here either.
Yeah, like Julie put a heel or maybe a toe hook. You really have to do one of each because the next hold is not good. And you really want to put weight off with your feet. So I think I put a toe hook. I think Julie put a heel, but either of them would have been a good idea. You could see her thinking about it and be like, should I do it? Should I not do it? And then just went for it right away, which sometimes is the better method, not like messing around for too long. But
this is where we lost her. She went with the left hand, went back down.
it had cost her a lot, like going back
about
again.
going again. And then
She
going over
looked
the right
at it
hand.
and saw, yeah. And also didn't get the pocket as well. It's like a small dish pocket thing, but it's not as good as the other ones that are coming.
So that's how the ranking on the lead so far. Obviously, only 2 climbers gone. Remember, the lower number, the better.
So who is it
For
now?
combined
Emilia
rankings.
or Johannes Hofer?
Looks like Johannes Hofher.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be man, woman from here on out. The men are climbing up the yellow holds, pretty much up the center of the wall.
Yeah. So now we will see if the men's route is actually easier than the women's one, because a lot of people thought, also from competitors I talked to, they thought the yellow one was the women's finals.
Well, when you look at it, it just, it looks immediately like it should be the women's route. But
well, actually, the start is pretty far moves and powerful, I think.
Yeah.
But at the top, it's like really crimpy and probably,
you do find climbers get really good at spotting which of the men's and the women's routes, and it's not
but
often everyone's wrong.
I think also in the lead competition yesterday, it was a lot more tight between the girls than the boys, so they probably thought we challenged the girls a bit more. Also, when I talked to Jessie yesterday, she was like, I hope they make the combined final hard, because I'd rather have it too hard than too easy, because with 2 tops, there's no comeback and it's about time, so she doesn't want that. I mean, she definitely got a hard round in the bouldering now, so at least she had already one hard round in this competition.
No doubt.
Maybe the wrong one, but but yeah, the men's final is supposed to be a bit on the easier side. I mean, not that they expect like 6 tops, but I think they expect him to climb high up, which is okay. I mean, they can have one more last pump.
Yeah, she definitely got her wish on the boulders. If you haven't seen it, maybe go back and watch it. And if the climbers look a little tired, you will understand why once you've watched the boulder round.
This move doesn't look too easy. Makes it work though.
Three and a half. No, in fact, it's 4.5 minutes. For some reason, they've been given 5 minutes on the clock. I can assure you the officials have given them 6.
Oh, really? Okay, so we just when we started the final, we thought like the clock is not right and the climbers have 6 minutes because we were used to that from World Cups and also other combined finals, I think. But apparently it's only 5 minutes today, so good to know about that. We have that information now. I mean, I don't think it will get a problem for most of them because the more tired you are, the faster you might want to climb because you want to climb away from the pump. So I guess.
Speaking of which, I think Johannes Hoffer looking a bit tired now. Elbows are out, and he went up with the right hand. He's getting a little bit jerky in his movements, really starting to look
pumped,
tired.
But also his left hand slipped now, I think. That was like suddenly just like as if someone was shooting him off the wall because it's like just while he was moving his hand popped.
So yeah, 5 minutes. When will I learn? Don't question the graphics. The graphics know.
Yeah. Most of the time, that's true. But I never had a comp with 5 minutes climbing time, so I was just really surprised.
Yeah.
Oh, such a tough hand slip there. But yeah, I guess it won't be a problem for anyone. So what can Emilia Warensky do with this route? Like, she definitely wants revenge for her climbing yesterday in qualifications. Like, she was not happy with that, so I guess she wants to get her best fight in a lead route today. Oh, actually, we see a few people gathering in front of the lead wall now, which is nice. Cheering people on.
I'm seriously impressed because I cannot describe how cold it is here. I mean, there's talk that it's going to get down to -3 tonight. I don't think it's
I was
quite
already
that cold
freezing
now,
last night. Like, I don't want to. Like, weather is winter is coming so quickly here. It's like on Thursday during the semifinals of bouldering, it was just super warm and sunny, and it was actually almost too warm to stand in the sun. And then one day later, yesterday, I had to get my down jacket from like very far behind in my cupboard. Yeah, wasn't ready for that yet.
No, winter has arrived in the Tirol.
Yeah.
Emilia Warensky is on the wall.
Charlie already got his winter boots out there.
Learned my lesson last night.
Enough of freezing toes. Actually, I mean, some people really like the cold temps for climbing, some don't. Like today I talked to Georg shortly because before he went into ISO, and he said he actually prefers when it's cold instead of too hot. So
yeah, I mean, it's certainly conditions are, quote, better when it's cold, obviously, in climbing. Friction's higher and stuff, but there is such a thing as too cold. Emilia Warensky having to reach with the left hand. I know exactly what you mean about that move. It's a really funny one.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's like makes you concentrate and to commit, but it's not like letting numbers of people fall. Just a friendly reminder that you have to commit and climb confident and concentrate. Ooh, small foot slip there, yeah. She's starting to look pumped already, a little bit.
Third climber out, Emilia. 5 still to come. Sandra Lettner, Lea Kempf, Jessie Peltz, Laura Stuckler and Eva Maria Hamel-Muller. Climbers in reverse order for how they stand right now. So Eva Maria leading the way.
So now actually the first move is coming up that that looked a bit hard. Yeah.
Frustrated again, I think. You mentioned that she wasn't happy yesterday. I don't think she'll be over the moon with that. But again, as we saw in the boulder, there's only so much you can do when you've got no
looking
skin
at her
left.
hands, yeah. She's looking at her hands, desperately looking at her hands. I think she's bleeding and has already 4 fingers taped, so maybe even bleeding through the tape.
I can't imagine that move felt very good on sore fingers.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she has 4 taped fingers and is probably bleeding through, so like huge respect to everyone climbing in this final right now, no matter what place they get. Like they fought really, really hard and gave everything.
Yeah,
all their
just to
skin,
get
all
here.
their power, everything.
So it should be Georg Palmer out now, who you mentioned. He likes the cold.
Well, he said he likes it better than warm, like than too warm.
That's not the same as liking it, yeah.
Yeah, because someone said like, oh yeah, but it's really cold, and Georg was like, well, better than too warm. Like Jessie, for example, is someone, she doesn't like it cold at all. When we went to Spain together sometimes, like on the cold days, she was like, should we really climb today? Like, I don't know. And then like when it was hot and everyone was just like resting over lunchtime when it was too hot, she was like, oh no, we can climb. So yeah, I think people just like it really differently.
Georg Palmer's now got 6 minutes. The mystery.
Yeah, funny.
The mystery continues.
Georg has 6 minutes now. So I hope for nobody the time will be a problem, because we actually have no idea how the timing works, especially when people are fall at the same move. Time.
It could be crucial, yeah.
Yeah, time counts. So it's actually really crucial to know if you have 6 minutes, if you have 5 minutes, or whatever's going on. So I hope the judges keep track on that. It's not necessarily our job here at the live stream or for the people watching at home, but I hope someone has the right time here, because it can be crucial.
Yeah, remember there's no qualifying round. Normally in a combined competition you have a qualifying round with 20 climbers, and then it's narrowed down to 8, 20 per gender, and then 8 per gender. And you can use that count back should there be a tie. But we don't have that here.
I mean, maybe they just really like Georg and wanted him to give him 1 minute for spare.
But that's the other option, yeah. Maybe his brother's doing the clock or something.
Doesn't have a brother though.
Okay. Someone.
Probably someone
called Palmer.
someone from Lower Austria or Vienna who's liking him.
You can see they're making good progress, Georg, but it's still an awfully long way to go. It is massive, the wall here in Innsbruck. Not quite as big as the one in Imst, where we had the lead part of the summer series.
But long enough.
Definitely long. I bet it feels long enough.
Schon, oder?
Georg getting plenty of encouragement. As I say, a few hardy souls outside watching the action.
Georg making the most out of that rest with the toe hooks. Looks like he can recover here, which is nice.
Yeah, it doesn't look super comfortable, the toes. It looks like you have to work quite hard to stay there. You know, your toes are quite a long way from you.
That's true, but like your Hofer didn't look that comfortable there, and Georg does.
So now we'll get moving again.
Yeah, he's already in the lead now, getting the new high point.
Oh, feet cut loose, could have done without that. Needs to get him back on, does well to do so.
Starting to fight now.
Yeah, got a real scrap on his hands now. Every move looking like it's at the limit, and there's no getting around the fact this is a big move up with the left hand. Now somehow got a clip. He's got the quick draw right in front of him. It's really awkward to clip a quick draw hanging right in front of your waist.
It looks like he really struggles with the clip.
And that was it for Georg Palmer. Good fight from him. Remember, you can't climb past the last clippable position, so if you can't clip a quick draw, you can't just keep going and clip the next one. You've got to clip them all in sequence. And if you carry on climbing past the last clippable position, you stop scoring, so there's no point just carrying on motoring. You've got to get it clipped. But I think he realised that he wasn't going to stay on the wall long anyway.
For everyone who watched the lead finals yesterday, probably realised when Jakob realised he couldn't clip anymore, he just thought like, yeah, okay, there's no point, and like let go of the wall. And also Georg, like he didn't go 100% for the next hold there because he knew, like even if he holds it, he cannot clip. So
you can see here, he's still in a clippable position, so I'm sure the judges will give him that. You might be able to hear in the background a little bit of explanation about the fact it is 6 minutes. For the German speakers out there, you'll be able to get all that conversation.
Okay,
it is 6 minutes, we're not going crazy.
Yeah, it's 6 minutes, we checked again, and no worries for the climbers that started first that only had like 5 minutes, like on the live stream, they actually had the 6 minutes from the judges, so they have the right timing. So if there are going to be any ties, it will be no problem. We have that for sure now, which is...
Phew, okay.
Yeah, which is nice to know. And we were not going crazy. It's 6 minutes. Also for Sandra Lettner, coming up next. She did not compete yesterday, so...
Yeah, should be a little fresher, the Youth Olympic champion, than some of her rivals. Slightly awkward on the second clip, had to have 2 goes at it.
Yeah, the last time she competed in lead was the European Youth Cup last week in Augsburg. Was also in the final there. She put on a fight. I think she ended up 5th. Which is not too bad, considering that she didn't train lead that much in the last few weeks. Concentrated mostly on bouldering. If anyone ever wonders why she's not putting the rope in her mouth like most of the people do, like a lot of people put the rope in their mouth before clipping, but she had braces for a long time and therefore had to learn how to put on the rope without putting it in her mouth. So she uses her neck a lot for that. Which is weird, but it works for her, and it's really funny to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know, probably never anyone noticed, but just in case someone did.
No, it's
that's the explanation.
It's the little things that bring the competitions to life.
Yeah, and also now that she don't have braces anymore, like just because she's already used to doing it like this, so
why change?
Yeah, why change? Like, especially when you're so used to something.
Take your long rest, Sandra Lettner. It's not a very comfortable position, actually. It's okay, the hole, but your feet are a long way away.
Yeah, but like she knows that once you get into the steep part, no matter how good the holds are, it's getting really pumpy.
Yeah.
So probably she wants to like just shake out a little bit before it gets into the steep part here.
So here she goes, launching up onto the really steep section. Quite a big move out now to this volume. Not too hard, but you really got to commit.
Come on,
No
Sandra.
problem at all for Sandra. Swings her feet out.
So now in the next two moves, that's where we lost Emilia. Going to the next one. Holding it nice. That looked really good.
Sandra stays on. Looking a little bit tired, perhaps.
Trying to eye up the high point from, like not the high point, but the next point from Emma now. Has to put a heel. Come on. Nice. Yeah, so now she's doing what Emma didn't do, putting a heel on the right, which is a lot nicer to move to the next hold and also to clip from.
Completely transforms that move, having the heel on. Saw
Come
Emma
on,
have
Sandra.
to slap for it. Sandra much more relaxed.
Nice. Come on, Sandra. Ah,
Same move where we lost Julia.
exactly. So now that's already the point where it's about time because there's no count back.
I've completely lost track of who's had how long and when they fell off.
I think from just the feeling, I felt like Sandra might have been a bit faster than Julie.
I think so, but I would not want to bet on it.
Because Julie, like Sandra took a short rest there, but like Julie tends to be a bit of a slower climber and she rested before a little bit, so like right before she fell a little bit, so.
So, yeah.
I'm worried that they don't have the right time of Julie because they
don't.
thought it's 5 minutes. I mean, they only just have to count, like, if they have it, they just have to count plus 1 minute, no? No?
Yeah, they do.
So,
climbing competitions and clocks, I don't know what it is.
so when Julie had, like, I don't know, 2:23, then it's like, then she already actually had like 1 minute more than that. So.
Regardless, Thomas Podland comes onto the wall, had a bit of a nearly round in the boulder, got close on quite a few, but without ever getting them done. Really fierce competitor. He'll give this lead route everything he's got, finally get a rest tomorrow. Up the yellow volumes on the men's route, they're pretty much straight up the middle. And Hannah, you were saying generally they'll leave the routes on the wall for a while? People can come and try them if they want?
Yeah, that's what I heard, like, because also when I tried the red women's combined final, Jorg was like putting one yellow hold a bit out of the way because it was in the way, and he was like, oh yeah, I have to set back that whole route after and have to remember that it's there and stuff. So I guess they leave like most of them in there. I think if they do it the same as they did last year with the nationals, like the routes from nationals, last year they asked the coaches which ones they think would be good for training and which ones they should leave in, because leaving all of them in just takes off a lot of space for other routes, because usually the comp routes take off a lot of space because they use really big volumes and big holes. So maybe they just leave in the finals and not the qualifications, but I'm not sure. Depends on the coaches.
Speaking of which, I can see the boulders being taken down from earlier on. I mean, if Austria's finest can't climb them, I don't think the average climber down the gym is going to be able to do them.
mean,
but they're coming off the wall now.
Yeah. They also take up way too much space, and the most people who climb on side on that wall are people who just like are not professional climbers but just come to KI to have fun and climb some boulders. So they probably set like boulders like inside of KI, like with like a color boulders in like red, blue, purple, orange and so on. So the paying people will come back soon, you know. I mean, it's a gym, it also has to live from something.
Yeah, it has to make a living. Thomas Podland's looking pretty untroubled here. Not struggling too much, silhouetted against this massive wall here in Innsbruck. You can see it carrying on behind him. And just now getting on to the real meat of the route on the head wall.
Yeah, he climbed in the lead final yesterday. Fell a bit lower than he would have wanted, but now he's ready to fight. Got really close on some of the boulders today, so I hope he really can get out everything now and it's still in the tank. Come on.
Now he's got a real scrap on his hands. Just taking a little shake out as he goes up left, but he's still looking reasonably composed, definitely pumped. You can
Clipping
see
the quick draw that Georg struggled with, I think.
Gets it done early.
Come on, Thomas.
Again, full commitment required here.
I don't think that heel was a good idea.
No, he's just come up short of Georg Palmer. He clipped the quick draw that Georg couldn't, but he couldn't quite match Georg for the moves.
Yeah, I think he tried to go up there with the right hand, which Georg bumped up with the left.
Yeah.
I think it's planned to go with left and match, so I think Georg did it as the route setters intended it to. He tried like a weird heel hook with his right foot, but then he decided to do something differently. I think that really cost him. He clipped, but it didn't help him.
Yeah, so he got a quick draw further than Georg, but one move left.
Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah, it looked like he tried to do this heel. Well, okay, maybe could have worked, but it was like really weird for his heel. Like.
Yeah, you can see that Georg goes 2 moves further, 31 plus. I suppose the 30 is matching that hold, and then 31 going again. Johannes Hoffer down in 3rd place. Remember, just 6 men in the final tonight. Nikolai Uznik and Jakob Schubert withdrawing due to minor injuries.
Leah, please don't forget to put off your mask. You see the player reminded her, put off your mask, you don't want to climb with that one. Because it actually looked like she was already so focused on the route.
Well, we're so used to wearing them. I sometimes walking around home after I've been to the shops and you suddenly realise you've still got it on.
Yeah. I realised when I when go inside the climbing gym and then when I start climbing, I'm like, oh, now I'm allowed to put it off. But like everywhere else in the climbing gym, you should wear them. But when you climb, it's okay. So sometimes I also go to the wall and I'm like, oh no, I can put that off. It's better to breathe.
So some arbitrary time now begins for Leah Kempf. I mean, I assume it's 6 minutes. Could be anything.
Yeah, we will see.
5,
maybe
7.
they give her 10 because they like her a lot.
Yeah, why not?
Or maybe just 3 because she's not from Innsbruck.
Oh, that's true, actually, yeah. They should have given Amelia about 15 because she's Sistrand, just outside Innsbruck.
Yeah.
Either way, she gets climbing now. She's underway, and you can see where she's got to go. It's a long journey up the wall and then up the gentle overhang and onto the head wall. It avoids a lot of the steepest terrain, this route. It still takes in some pretty steep stuff about 2/3 of the way up.
Really curious if we're going to see a top of that route.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no surprise that my favorites will be Eva or Jessie for that because they topped the route yesterday, but maybe also Leah or Laura can do it. But I think topping this one will be pretty hard. I mean, they changed the top after I tried it again because they didn't have time anymore, but
Leah looks like she's just not that keen to commit. You really have to go for this move.
Oh, nice. Oh, that looked actually the closest.
She's on the limit. No, she's not. Oh, I thought she was.
But
really
it was the
struggling.
closest we've seen this
Yeah, I think
move.
so.
Like,
So there she goes, heading out right.
oh. Bit of a. She has kind of like a few shockers in there, which might like keep her from climbing as relaxed and fluid as she would want to.
Yeah, living a little dangerously. And
Slipping
the left
again
foot
a little
goes
bit.
Again.
Doesn't feel too comfortable.
Yeah, hasn't looked too comfortable for a few moves here. Looks a bit more happy with that big move out to the right.
Now struggles to, clip. All the others clipped that one already from the hold before, which might have saved some energy. Come on, Leah. Close holding that move where where we lost
swapping
Emilia.
around, decides to go out right and just
One move
again
more than Emilia Marinsky.
Yeah, she didn't look quite convinced by that.
I guess she still. I think all of the girls so far made the best out of the power they had left and the route that was given to them. Like, she didn't look super comfortable, but probably also because she's just already tired.
That was where it looked like she was struggling slightly. Then a few moves after that, she didn't look quite comfortable either.
I mean, it's also like, actually Eva, Jessie and Julie are the ones that had the most rounds in the final, because Leah didn't have the lead final yesterday, Sandra and Laura didn't compete yesterday, Emma had the lead final yesterday, but not the bouldering final the day before. But Julie, Eva and Jessie were in bouldering finals and lead finals, so they have the most on their hands.
So that's where they are right now.
We still don't have a time from Julie.
No.
I think it doesn't mean that she was quicker than Sandra. I think they just means they didn't figure it out yet, because otherwise they would have put the time there,
Yeah,
I guess.
I think so.
So, but we will
Gianluca
get that
Posch.
shortly.
Foot just slipped actually there, the right foot, just as he started.
Not a perfect start into the route, but I hope that's not going to keep him from climbing his best. Already talked about that like yesterday, that Nikolai and Yanni were on a trip to Flatanger together, so now we can see if Yanni also took some endurance with him from the trip.
You'd imagine so. Up through the yellow volumes, low down, all these big rounded holes lower down, just taking a bit of energy out of forearms and the shoulders. And then things get crimpy up above just when you're getting pumped. Matching on that big yellow volume. You can see a kind of curve round up there, and then we'll start getting onto that sort of terrain we saw earlier with Thomas Podlan and Georg Palmer.
Unfortunately, we can still not show you a time right now, but we can assure you the judges are taking the time, so there will be a time. Sometimes we have some technical issues, but we still hope time will not be a factor here.
Got this nice springy climbing style, but it's just having to slow it down slightly here.
Oh. He's actually holding the hold that Georg did a double toe hook on. Oh, now putting a toe hook as well.
Yeah, we saw Georg
just a heel?
resting here, yeah. Georg was resting with the toe hook. He's using a heel.
With a double toe hook, yeah. I mean, actually, the heel looks
Heel looks a
slightly
little more comfortable.
Yeah, slightly more comfortable, actually, yeah. I mean, probably it also depends on if you like toe hooking or heel hooking more. Like, I could never relax on toe hooks because I feel like you have less control over it than
Yeah.
with the heel. But some people are just really good at toe hooking and really can relax then.
Oh, and Jan-Luca Posch suddenly slapped up with the left hand just as he was getting onto the section where our leader currently sits.
I think he got popped really quickly there. Like suddenly, like he felt really comfortable with the rest, and then just got pumped really quickly. But I think that's exactly what happens when you're so tired from multiple rounds and right after bouldering. I mean, they only had like 15-20 minutes rest, like also considering when you started, but they don't have a big rest between speed and bouldering. So that's also why Jan said you could actually set the final a little bit easier because they're gonna get pumped eventually. Like it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not super easy as you can see, but it's still maybe compared to a final in a lead comp,
Yeah.
it might be a bit easier. But I think that's also how a combined final should be.
Yeah.
Because you don't want anyone to fall at the first quick draw.
No, quite.
And like this, it's perfect. Like they're all falling at different spots right now, so because everyone gets pumped at a different time.
So lead world champion in action now, Jessie Pilz.
She won yesterday, so
Yes, and yeah, Austrian national champion 2020, the strong favourite to win.
yeah, so she wants to win this round as well. And
Well, she was third coming into this event, fifth in speed, second in boulder. Remember your rankings in each discipline, your ranking 1 to 8 is multiplied by all your other rankings. So if we take Jessie, for example, she was fifth in speed, she was second in boulder, and if she's first in lead, her score will be 5 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1, which will give her 10. So obviously the lower number wins. Best you can do is 1 times 1 times 1 to give you a total of 1, and 8 by 8 by 8 would be 512. And Julia Fieser was actually 8th in speed and 8th in boulder, but she's not going to be 8th in lead, so she is not going to be hitting 512.
well, I think the best Jessie can do is topping or like becoming first here, and as you said, have a score of 10.
Yeah.
The biggest problem will be Eva, who has a score of 3 right now.
Yeah, it means if
Because-
Eva Maria Hammermuller's third or better in the lead,
Yeah.
then she wins the combined competition. Ooh, and
Woo.
Jessie was
That
at
was a slightly different
yeah, slight
way
moment.
of doing that move. It was cool like this actually, but it was less controlled. So yeah, if Eva gets like first, second, or third, then she wins. Like no matter what else she's doing. So
And she is the last climber out, so we'll know when she falls how she did. Laura Stuckler still in the running as well. She's got 7 points right now after first in speed, 7th in boulder. Jessie now, this move will be looking familiar if you've been watching our coverage all evening, popping out to the big red volume. No problems at all for Jessie, really smooth transfer over to the right.
still looking super good. Oh, doing it a bit different now, like skipping that sloper. Like Julie did that as well, but she kind of like campused and jumped to that one instead of like Jessie did it like really statically now. Didn't look like a problem at all. Looked like she planned that already, like from observation.
There she goes, Jessie.
Doesn't
the
look
move.
to struggle right now.
No, she's not struggling yet. I was about to say the move where the heel hook will help, and she read it perfectly. You don't become lead world champion for nothing.
Just eyeing up the eye point now.
There
Easy.
it is for Jessie, no problem at all. She's absolutely cruising this route.
That's another good hold she's holding right now.
So the worst she can be now in the lead is third, which would give her a worst points total of 15. Sorry, 30. Worst possible total of
Come on,
30.
Jessie. Okay, that part was planned differently before, but because Jan and I tricked it and did it like she did now, Jan and York just decided to actually force them to do it like this so nobody can trick anything.
Looking
Come on,
really
Jessie. Now
strong here,
they're-
Jessie. This is a big move.
The next few moves are like planned to go first sloper and then quickly right left to the next two slopers. But I think you could maybe also do it statically. Come on, Jessie.
So will she just go quickly here, right?
Wow.
Actually manages to stop
Does
really
the
strong through
powerful
the right
method
shoulder.
and tops the route.
So top for Jessie Pilz. She doesn't look that happy. I guess she knows that that's because her competitors might do it.
She knows the combined system.
Yeah.
She knows it way too well. So, and she also knows how strong Eva is right now. So, yeah, I guess already after the speed she was really worried because she knew like actually from her time she would have been like she should have been in the first top 3 of speed. And now with bouldering just like losing like the victory against Eva with like 3 attempts in zones was just really tough. But she did the best she could now in the lead and topped it. I mean,
Well, you can't do anything else.
you can't do anything else now.
And you can't climb too quickly. You have to still climb at your natural speed. So Jessie's done all she can do. The worst she can end up with is 30. Had over a minute remaining. Tobias Planger will be out next on the men's lead route.
Yeah, I think like this is like the weakest discipline of Toby because he's never climbing on the lead wall. Like because bouldering he's doing sometimes for warm up, and he used to do bouldering like before he started to fully concentrate on speed, but he's never been that much of a lead climber, like never as much as bouldering and speed. So
Yeah, you'd imagine.
I guess the pump kicks in pretty quickly.
Yeah, anything other than 8th here would be a good result, I think, for Tobias Planger, no doubt
Well,
about
he's
that.
already 6th, right?
Well, 6th, yeah, actually, of course, because we don't have 2 of the climbers. Good point. Anything other than 6th would be a good result.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he already did pretty well in bouldering with his 2 zones. Still, because of attempt, he was like 6th there, but
Yeah, 6th in boulder, out of 6, sadly for him, but 1st in speed. Oh, and definitely touched one of those red holes, but goes for the leap up to the big volume. Feet beginning to skit around now, and he falls. There's also a quick draw to be clipped. Tobias Planger, I think, knew the pump had arrived. He might as well just keep on going. Really good effort. 2nd competition of the day after driving to St. Gallen and back to compete in a Swiss competition.
and as I said, he did like his job, winning the speed. Did everything he could in the boulder, so his score will be 166, I guess. So
36, yeah.
yeah, but like
Yeah, so he'll end up with first in speed, 6th in boulder, and almost certainly 6th in lead, with only Stefan Schertz still to go. So that 5th place will almost certainly become a 6th. It'll be 1 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 6, so he'll end up with 36 ranking points unless something goes disastrously wrong for Stefan Schertz. And now we just await Laura Stuckler, who is the penultimate climber on the women's side, 21-year-old. She was first in the speed, 7th in the boulder. We've got a full complement of 8 women taking part, remember. After that, we've just got Eva Maria Hammelmuller, who will be gunning for the win.
yeah, actually the 3rd place in the women is still pretty open, I guess, because it's between Sandra and Laura. It's pretty close if I remember correctly, because going into the lead, they were third and 4th, I think. Yeah.
So here goes Laura Struckler anyway, before we get too lost in the maths.
Yeah, not my best subject.
Yeah, me and you both.
Not in school and not now. I mean, not that I was super bad, but just like
I was pretty bad.
using a calculator for everything, basically. I mean, that's what you do. I would also say for Laura, probably lead her weakest discipline right now. Like, wasn't training on a rope for a long time. Like, mostly doing speed and bouldering, so. The toes. The toes.
Laura, you can see climbing slightly slower than some of the other climbers we've seen in action so far.
Yeah, hopefully we don't lose her at that one move that like
Yeah, you were
nobody
saying
struggled with, but like
yeah, the route
kind
setters
of
thought they might lose 1, maybe 2 climbers on that move. They haven't yet.
looked quite close for Leah, but not anyone else actually. Come on, Laura. Oh, easily doing it. Like she even did it like kind of statically. Like I think she didn't even lose her right foot. What makes it a lot nicer to hold the swing.
Nice work from Laura Stuckler. Again, a couple more tricky moves, and you got that big smash out right to the red volume. Right leg quivering a little bit, showing that she's trying hard here. She's got her thumb in the screw hole, actually, of that volume.
Actually, I had mine in there and almost got stuck because it's so good. Like it's actually pretty deep, and I almost couldn't get my thumb out anymore. Yeah, so I was a bit worried about that. Oh, trying using a bit different method here.
Oh, really good effort from Laura. You can see she's definitely getting pumped, gets another clip done. Now this is a big move. It's a slight change though, no more crimps for a second.
No!
Arm was just a little short on the volume.
Short, yeah. I think it was because she didn't went back with her right hand, like back to go to get the punch for the next move.
So over on the men's side, the scores have updated, and Stefan Scherz, this is now just a victory lap for him, because even if he's 6th, he can't be caught.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool for him. That's already how it was for the last boulder. Like,
Yeah,
he was
well,
like
yeah, exactly. He was finished after 2 boulders.
So actually, we already have the results. No, it depends on how far he gets.
Yeah.
For the others, yeah.
Yeah. Other people are in play, because obviously one of the issues with the ranking system is that as people's ranking changes, it changes everyone else's score. So it's not like you get your score and then you're just done. What everyone else does affects your score. So it does get a little more complicated, but Stefan Scherz is going to win even if he's 6th on the lead wall. He was 2nd in the speed, 1st in the boulder, and even if he's 6th in lead, that would still only give him 12 ranking points, and nobody can match that. Here he goes. I'm not even sure he had to leave the ground to win the competition. He was already done after the 2nd boulder, but as it is, he will no doubt want to put on a show, but the win is in the bag.
What a weekend for him! Like getting Weiss league national champion yesterday, yeah, and winning combined. I mean, maybe got a bit lucky with like Nikolai dropping out, Jakob not competing, and also like getting a bit lucky in the speed. But that's also what combined is about, like being a bit lucky and performing well. Like it's not just, I mean, of course you have to perform well, but sometimes you also need a bit of luck.
Well, it's like, in fact, it's like life. You need a bit
Yeah,
of luck,
of
and
course.
when you get an opportunity, you have to take it.
I mean, only luck without performing well doesn't help you most of the time. So you have to perform well, but sometimes just luck has to be on your side. And I think, like, for combined, that counts even more than for any other discipline, because your score depends so much on the score from others. Like, yeah. And especially in the speed, it can happen so fast. But I think even though he knows he already won, he wants to put on a big fight and like maybe like still showing that he deserves to win by getting the high point in the lead.
Would be nice to see a top of this route, or at least have a look at the very top section of it. Stefan Scherz definitely looking a little bit tired.
Yeah, he's starting to look less comfortable.
I'm not surprised, to be honest. Big fight yesterday in just the lead section, and then combined today.
He's skipping that rest with the toe hook or hook completely. Decided to move on right away.
Climbing really, really quickly here.
Nice, come on. One more move to the high point.
So he could also win the lead, then it'd be 2nd in speed, 1st in boulder, 1st in lead. What a performance that would be. Elbows are out, it's definitely getting pumped.
Nice.
But an amazing performance from start to finish by Stefan Scherz. Standout climber, really, from the second we reach the boulders until the second we leave the lead wall. And he got 2nd in the speed to get his day off to a perfect start. Austrian national combined champion, and well deserved. This was it a little bit earlier on? There was a bit of a sketchy moment really early on. Nothing to worry about there. There you can see it, 32, so he won the lead, he won the boulder, he was 2nd in the speed.
Well-deserved victory.
Yeah, well-deserved.
Well-deserved victory, for sure.
That must, that'll feel pretty nice in the next week, I'd have thought, Austrian champion. Now, another person that could experience that feeling is Eva Maria Hammelmuller. It's getting pretty tight at the top over on the women's side.
Shortly seeing the maps here now, I just had in my mind as well that Georg and Toby now have the same score. But Georg is ahead of Toby because he was better than Toby in boulder and lead. So in 2 out of 3 disciplines, he was better than Toby. So that's why he's still ahead of him. Not nice to have a tie of points, but that's how it is. I'm sure Toby will still be happy with the 3rd place in the combined after already winning a comp today.
In another country.
In another country.
That might be a first, actually, winning 2 podiums in one day in 2 countries.
Maybe, yeah. The only thing missing would be setting a new world record in speed or something.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Eva Maria Hammelmuller now chasing down Jessie Pilz. So remember, if she's 3rd or better, she'll win the competition. 3rd or better.
I mean,
in the lead.
If we're honest, if nothing crucial happens, her foot slips or whatever, then she's gonna do this. Because
I suppose
I definitely see her in the top 3. I mean, she didn't top the final route yesterday for nothing, so.
But I guess the only question is how tired is she? Jessie Pilz is used to doing this. She's done combined competitions before.
She doesn't have to be better than Jessie. She
No.
just has to be 3rd. So.
Yeah.
So actually, she just has to match the.
Oh, and you said about unless
talking
you have
about
strange
crucial
like a
foot slips. Yeah.
Ooh la la.
Oh wow. I hope she can recover in her mind from that, because something like that can really get you out of your zone and make you really nervous. But yeah, she still held that really well. If it would have happened at a different timing, different move, then probably she would be gone already. So probably that's what when Jessie watched right now, she was like, oh, maybe nah, not that she would do that, but.
Yeah, it just makes you realise it's not done till it's done. Eva Maria Hammelmuller definitely capable of topping this route, but
actually she just has to match the move where Sandra and Julie fell, right?
But she's able to
and
top
be
the route.
quicker than them, or than one of them.
Clips early and then go out. Didn't even look that far. She's got a big span.
She's a fast climber, so if she matches the move of Sandra and Julie, I'm pretty sure she's gonna head ahead, at least one of them. Not looking too comfortable. I mean, she's really pumped, but she's not too far off the moves, and now she can help herself with a few heel hooks if she can do the next move. Because now you can, from the next move on, you can put, ooh, that was close. You can put a bit of weight off your feet with the heel hooks. I think that's gonna save her here.
She's got an Austrian Championship riding on this. Reads the heel hook correctly. She won't know exactly where she's got to get the job done.
I think those heel hooks really save her right now.
Yeah, they really helped. It's that hole right at the top of the screen.
Yeah, now she has it.
Here she goes. That's it for Eva Maria Hammelmuller. She won't know it yet. Our live speaker here hasn't said anything to her.
I'm pretty sure she's not gonna top it, but she already has won, so it doesn't really matter. Because the last few moves look still really hard, especially when you do it the intended way.
Yeah, Jessie managed to do it by just using sheer shoulder stability, just stopped. Didn't need to do the coordination move.
And Eva looks a lot more pumped than Jessie did at that point.
She does, yeah. Of course, she doesn't know where she needs to get to win the competition, but she is the Austrian combined champion, we know that. The only question now is whether she can top it.
Maybe she still tops it. Maybe she finds a static way of doing this too. No, you don't have to clip that one.
But she's just going to get out of the way.
Another way of doing it.
She might actually just finish with a flurry here.
Oh wow, what a
You
fight.
can see the top in reach and hangs on long enough to get it. Eva Maria Hammermuller, combined champion of Austria.
Oh wow, I did not expect that. Well, she bumped again with the left hand. Like, no way I would have thought about that.
What an achievement.
Wow. Well deserved as well.
20 years old, beats world champion Jessie Pilz, qualified Olympian Jessie Pilz, beats Sandra Lettner, the youth Olympic champion. Humongous performance. There was a big foot slip low down. Here it was,
right
keeping on
there.
that left foot. Ooh.
She actually did like a one arm lock and one arm half pull up to hold that one.
And on such things,
Yeah,
championships
wow.
can be decided, but as it was, she stayed on the wall, she kept fighting.
Yeah, the fight she put on there, like I did not expect her to still top that route.
So it's her and Jessie,
Super
the only ones to
impressive.
top last night. Same again tonight, but this time it's Eva Maria that takes gold. Take another look at it.
So shortly we will see the scores, but we already know Eva won, Jessie got second, and it seems like Sandra got third. I mean, Sandra put on a good performance in lead, really good, and she got second in speed, so yeah.
Interestingly enough, you said Jessie didn't want it to come down to time. She actually finished ahead of Eva Maria on the lead because of time. She was quicker than him, but I don't think she'll care about that somehow. But yeah, Sandra Lettner ends up taking third. So 6 points on the ranking for Eva Maria. 3 in speed, 1 in boulder, 2 in lead. 3 by 1 by 2 is 6. And 10 for Jessie. 36 gets Sandra on the podium. That's how it ended up. You can see there 56 for Laura Stuckler, 72 Leah Kempf, 150 for Emma Tabernig, and then 196 for Amelia Wawrinski and 256 for Julia.
I think Jessie cannot be too, I think she will not be angry about that the lead route was too easy or whatever, because it was not about the lead.
No, in the end it wasn't.
Yeah, it was actually about the speed, and I think she
Also hier das Ergebnis noch einmal, Eva Maria Hammermüller und Jessie Pilz und Sandra Lettner, das offizielle Ergebnis, und da haben wir auch schon den Sieger, da haben wir den neuen Meister, den österreichischen Meister Stefan Scherz. Ein fulminanter Wettkampf mit tollen Elementen von Anfang bis Ende eigentlich. Was war aus Ihrer Sicht die herausragende Leistung heute in dieser Kombination?
Ja, es waren viele Sachen, die extrem gut gelaufen sind heute bei mir. Natürlich, dass ich im Speed in meiner nominellen schlechteren Disziplin gleich mal den zweiten Platz holen habe können nach dem Blanca Tobi. Natürlich mega cool und hätte ich mir eigentlich nicht so erwartet. Bouldern, dass ich nach der ÖSTM Bouldern habe ich gewusst, ja, ich bin knapp dran, aber nicht so, dass ich von mithalten kann momentan. Dass ich da heute 2 Bowler und eine Zone machen habe können, war echt cool, und dass der Ansatz gestanden ist, mega.
Wie schwierig war das Bouldern heute? Es war sowohl bei den Frauen als auch bei den Männern ja nur sehr wenig Tops.
Also mir ist es eigentlich ziemlich gut eingelaufen, finde ich. Der erste Bowler ist ziemlich gut gewesen. Den habe ich im 4. Versuch machen können gleich. Habe ich eine gute Lösung für mich gefunden. Der zweite Bowler, den habe nur ich toppen können. Da ist mir extrem gelegen, am Anfang ein koordinativer Sprung und oben aus ein bisschen Plattenschleichen. Habe ich ganz gut gefunden.
Wie locker war dann der letzte Teil der Vorstieg, wenn man weiß, man steht nur bei 2 Punkten?
Ja, ich habe davor nicht gewusst, dass ich schon fix gewonnen habe, aber wie ich im Zelt nachher gestanden bin, hat der Sprecher eben gemeint, dass ich der Staatsmeister bin in der Kombination und ja, dann natürlich mega gefreut und dann einmal versucht, das alles zu genießen, der Fahrstiegstour.
Was bedeutet das jetzt, so ein Meistertitel noch dazu in dieser so anspruchsvollen Disziplin?
Ja, natürlich voll cool und vor allem, dass ich das in der Erwachsenenkategorie auch sagen habe können, dass ich da vorn mit dabei bin. Bedeutet mir sehr viel und echt cool, ja.
Gratulation,
Danke.
Gratulation nochmal und genießen Sie die Siegerehrung. Jetzt warten wir noch auf die Eva Maria Hammelmüller. Danke mal Stefan Scherz. Da schauen wir auf das Ergebnis und wir schauen da hinüber. Da läuft sie her, die Eva Maria Hammelmüller. Ganz zurück, ja genau, die Maske kann man runtergeben, da haben wir das Männerergebnis und dann schauen wir gleich zur Eva. Wir haben schon auf den Jubel gewartet, auf die Emotionen, die Sie uns zeigen hier nach dem Erfolg. Wie groß war die Freude in der Wand?
Ja, riesig. Also ich habe es gar nicht glauben können, wie ich dann wirklich am Top war, weil ich habe unten schon ein bisschen Schwierigkeiten gehabt, dann ist mir der Fuß ein bisschen gerutscht. Und dass ich es dann noch durchziehen habe können, war richtig cool. Und auch, es sind doch 4 intensive Tage jetzt gewesen. Und ja, ich bin echt überglücklich.
Sie haben es selbst angesprochen, die Probleme in der Wand relativ weit unten. Der reine Scherer hat gemeint, eigentlich, die hat es drauf, aber sie hat es natürlich auch drauf, dass da vielleicht irgendwo was passieren könnte. Das ist alles drinnen bei der Eva. Wie nervös waren Sie da?
Ja, schon sehr nervös. Obwohl ich sagen muss, die Nervosität ist im Laufe des Abends besser geworden. Also am Anfang war ich richtig nervös und dann ist es eigentlich immer besser geworden. Und ja, unten der Fußgeher gleich mal hat mich natürlich schon ein bisschen aus der Bahn gebracht, aber ich bin dann wieder gut reingekommen und oben auch richtig ins Fighten, das war echt lässig.
Was bedeutet so ein Titel gerade in der olympischen Kombination da ja auch Jessie Pilz besiegen zu können?
Ja, es bedeutet mir richtig viel und auch weil ich Speed eigentlich jetzt gar nicht mehr trainiert habe. Also ich habe 2 Speed-Sessions in dem Jahr gemacht. Jetzt war es auch echt unerwartet, muss ich sagen. Also Bouldern und Lead haben mich schon sehr fokussiert natürlich, aber Speed habe ich jetzt gar nicht mehr wirklich trainiert und ja, voll happy.
Gibt es eine kleine Feier, gibt es eine große Feier? Oder?
Ja, jetzt wird schon noch ein bisschen gefeiert, aber natürlich im kleinen Kreise wegen die Corona-Richtlinien. Aber ja, natürlich anstoßen muss man schon.
Gratulation und
Danke.
Genießen Sie die Siegerehrung.
Danke vielmals.
Eva Maria Hammelmüller, Dankeschön.
Danke.
So, da haben wir also die Siegerin gesehen, Eva Maria Hammelmüller. Und dann nochmals das Ergebnis mit Jessie Pilz und Sandra Lettner, die wir auch gleich bei der Siegerehrung dann sehen werden. Stöckler knapp dahinter mit 56 Punkten.
I was only giggling because Eva was like
Emilia Warensky und
really responsible,
Julia
saying
Fischer.
to
So,
the
die
question
Siegerehrung kann
if there's
somit
going to be
beginnen.
any like partying or
Burcher ist schon
celebration tonight. She
Und
said,
hat alle
well,
seine
of course
Blumen und
only
Medaillen schon
in a small
hergerichtet.
group because of the Corona guidelines.
Yes.
Wer der
But
Mann
we
für
have to
die
do,
Siegerehrungen
we have to
jetzt hier zum
celebrate, of
Abschluss
course,
dieser
my victory, she said so.
mehrtägigen
So that's why I was giggling, because she was
Staatsmeisterschaften.
like, yeah, of course, but only in a small group because of the Corona guidelines.
She should go into politics.
Yeah.
Very
Jetzt, da sind die
political
Damen
answer.
dran.
I like it. Now then, it looks like we're a podiumist short.
So, da läuft doch die
Someone's
Jessie
running.
Pilz schon
Yeah,
her.
she needs to work on her speed, Jessie.
Ein
Probably she had to
Siegerbild,
get her
ein
cap or
Siegerbild, das du
something.
vielleicht so erwartet hast, oder in der
Oh,
Reihenfolge?
Ja, am Podium hätte sie alle so erwartet, dass die Eva jetzt so aufgetrumpft hat und von den Punkten her eindeutig gewonnen hat. Das hätte ich mir nicht vorgestellt, gönne ihr aber von Herzen.
So Sandra
da schauen
Lettner,
wir schon
third
zu
place
den
for her. Youth Olympic
Mädels
champion
noch vor.
from 2018.
Sandra Lettner, die Dame, die
Now.
die Bronzemedaille bekommt.
Bronze medal in the combined in the
Starke
Austrian
Performance von der
Nationals
Sandra.
2020.
Ja, die
Who knows when we will
Sandra
have
freut mich auch für sie, dass sie jetzt
competition.
einmal wieder sagen hat können, einmal aufs Podium geklettert ist, weil er war in letzter Zeit jetzt nicht mehr oft am Podium oben. Und
Who knows when we'll have another
ja,
competition.
es tut immer gut, wenn
When we
man
do
dann
get
wieder
the
mal am
Olympics, she'll
Treppchen
be there.
steht und auch
Jessie
belohnt
Pilz,
wird
who's
für
second
den
only to
Einsatz.
Eva Maria Hammelmüller over on the
Yeah.
men's side. Tobias Planger third, Georg Palmer second, and Stefan third.
Jessie will natürlich immer ganz oben
First,
stehen.
it's been a
Wie sehr
fantastic
ist das dann noch ein
competition.
bisschen
We'll leave you with the images of the podium, but that's all from Hannah and I.
Ich
Hannah,
glaube, dass
thank
sie
you very
das schon
much.
einzuschätzen weiß und einzuordnen weiß, weil sie weiß, dass sie im Speed irgendwie den Grundstock irgendwie schon verbockt hat, aber sie hat einfach, ja, es ist ja auch zu gönnen, oder, dass sie einfach einmal sagt, ich muss vom Speed einmal das ausnehmen, ich muss mich mal irgendwie aufs Klettern konzentrieren und zur gegebenen Zeit wird sie sich wieder um das Speed kümmern.
Die strahlt. Das sieht man sogar durch die Maske im Interview, voller Adrenalin. Also wirklich eine tolle Erscheinung und tut dem Klettersport auch gut.
Ja, natürlich ist es cool, wenn er so coole Hände da ganz oben steht. Und, der Kletterstil ist cool, aber wir haben gesehen, er ist risky. Sehr, sehr risky und das hat er jetzt nochmal in die Hosen gehen können. Gell?
Toller, spannender Bewerb mit sehr viel Spannungselementen eben und einem tollen Ausgang. Die zwei sind die Athletinnen, die ja, das Ganze in seiner Vielfalt auch beherrschen mit Eva-Maria Hammelmüller und Jessie Pilz.
Ja, und auch die Sandra Lettner, die hat ja eine Jugendbewerber bewiesen, sie ist ja Jugendweltmeisterin, dass sie alles drauf hat, auch alle 3 Disziplinen. Verdientes Podium eigentlich.
So, und wir sind schon bei den Männern, wir sind auch schon alle 3 da. Da haben wir den Mann, der noch gerade erst in der Schweiz erfolgreich war und jetzt im Kombinationspodest zu finden ist.
Ja,
super.
Ich glaube, er ist derjenige, der am wenigsten mit dem gerechnet hat. Und das gönne ihm so vom Herzen. Aber da merkt man wieder mal, was dieser Einser bei diesem Kombibewerb ausmacht. Und wenn du in einer Disziplin einfach gewinnst, dann hast du diesen Einser stehen und dann kannst du ganz gut vorne hinklettern.
Und der Georg Palmer, der hat auch viel kämpfen müssen bei diesen Staatsmeisterschaften, nicht so die absoluten Top-Resultate gehabt. Das ist vielleicht jetzt ein bisschen eine Entschädigung, dass er da jetzt vorne dabei ist und sogar Zweiter ist.
Ja, natürlich. Er ist ein super Allrounder und als Allrounder bist du in der Disziplin natürlich vorne dabei. Es ist auch so ein bisschen wie beim Skifahren. Wenn du ein Allrounder bist, bist du in der Kombi vorne. Du gewinnst zwar nicht den Gesamtweltcup, aber die Kombi kannst du gewinnen.
Der Staatsmeister der Kombination,
Und der große Sieger Stefan Scherz. Bin schon gespannt, ob man den jetzt auch länger den Namen hört, also ob er davon wirklich jetzt profitieren kann, ob er es durchziehen kann.
Ja, ich bin sehr, sehr überzeugt davon. Vor allem hat man den ja das letzte Jahr schon gesehen, dass der da viel drauf hat. Er hat dann auf einmal ein totales Loch gehabt. Dem ist der ganze Umfang vom Training alles viel zu viel geworden. Ist dann richtig abgesagt, hat sich aber richtig außernehmen können, auch durch die Anordnung von seinen Trainern und hat sich jetzt bezahlt gemacht.
So, das waren lange Tage hier bei den österreichischen Kletterstaatsmeisterschaften hier in Innsbruck. Auch kühle Tage, ich habe mir es für euch ein bisschen wärmer vorgestellt. Schaut, aber jetzt können wir uns ja wieder aufwärmen.
Genau, heute haben wir zumindest noch mal Wärmkanonen unten bei den Füßen dran gehabt, weil gestern war es am Limit. Heute ist es besser gegangen.
Du bist ja auch Nationaltrainer, also verantwortlich auch für das Ganze. Wie zufrieden bist du allgemein jetzt gesehen mit den Leistungen, die man da sehen konnte in diesen Tagen?
Ja, allgemein gesehen, man hätte natürlich jetzt auch gerne einen Nikolai dabei gesehen noch, weil das hat mich am meisten interessiert, wie der da performt. Aber sonst habe ich das Gefühl, dass wir gerade im Speed wieder ganz viel von hinten nachkommt. Im Bouldern ist es ein bisschen dichter wird und auch bei den Mädels ganz, ganz erfreulich. Unten wieder Druck nachkommt, der oben pusht und das tut der Mannschaft extrem gut.
Gut, so viele Bewerbe wird es jetzt heuer oder nicht mehr geben, sehr wahrscheinlich. Auch in Moskau wahrscheinlich nichts. Das heißt, aus österreichischer Sicht wird es dann im Juni oder wann wieder interessant, wirklich mit dem größten Heimevent in Innsbruck, eben hier auf diesem Platz mit Bouldern und mit Vorstieg.
Genau, es sollte ja im April starten, meistens die Boulderbewerbe. Da wissen wir noch nicht, wie die überhaupt stattfinden und ob sie stattfinden. Geplant ist dann im Juni, dass Innsbruck Abschluss der Weltcup-Boulderbewerbe ist und der Start in den Lead-Bewerb. Und gleichzeitig findet auch eine Europameisterschaft im Speed statt. Das heißt, ist auch eine gute Möglichkeit, eine Olympia-Vor-Fitness-Check zu machen.
Ja, da freuen wir uns jetzt schon drauf. Wird sicher auch eine ganz tolle Veranstaltung, wenn man das hier miterleben konnte in diesen Tagen. Hätte das Ganze natürlich auch Zuschauer verdient. Danke Reini, es war eine großartige Sache, mit dir zusammenzuarbeiten. Es waren viele tolle Kletterübertragungen, Kletterstunden hier aus dem Kletterzentrum Innsbruck. Morgen geht es um 9.40 Uhr weiter mit der Rad-WM, der Straßenrennen der Männer, um 9.40 Uhr hier bei uns in ORF Plus. Und natürlich übertragen wir Ihnen morgen auch die Spiele der Österreicher bei den French Open im Tennis von Juri Rodionov und Denis Novak. Die genaue Beginnzeit steht ja noch nicht fest, aber wir sind auf alle Fälle in ORF Plus live dabei. Danke Reini noch einmal und wir wünschen Ihnen noch einen angenehmen Abend hier aus Innsbruck. Ciao, bis zum nächsten Mal.
Wir sagen Dankeschön und auf Wiedersehen in Innsbruck. Das war die Summer Series. Das waren die Staatsmeisterschaften auf Beins. Wir beim Klettern. Schönen Abend.